The broadcast is live and you are lagging. Welcome to the Late Sesh. What's going on, everybody?
Let's put you there.
Oh, we're moving all over the place, man. It's musical chairs as
You're the
we
host,
start
man.
the fucking
Move me.
episode.
Move me.
Where do you want to be,
Move.
dude? You can go there.
There you go. We're doing an order of seniority. Then you got to put Spartan third, and Bake's going to bring up the rear.
I prefer the bottom, actually.
Oh, you're a bottom
I've heard
instead of a
that
top?
about you, Red.
That is a power. Interesting.
You're a power bottom, Red? You know what that means?
No. I didn't think you did.
This is a good start for the late sesh. So that's when you're on the bottom, but you do all the thrusting. You're a power bottom.
That's what I thought you meant.
Is that your move?
Snap. I've got the power.
Bake's first day on the internet.
I know. He's stuck with the Logitech.
Screen.
Logitech's got him.
Jesus.
Welcome you all to the late sesh. We appreciate you
fun.
being here. Make sure you check out our sponsor, Detroit Dick's Medibles. And thank you for everyone for supporting the show. Please give us a like while you're here. If you're watching this on replay, give us a like, shoot a comment in the chat, what you do or don't like about the show. We'll try to ignore that if you don't like it, and we'll move on. My dog's making a lot of noise in the background.
I just want to shout out to Boomer Baked. He's
having a lot of trouble
now.
Struggling.
Good.
Wait a minute.
Lord.
He said that he had a lot of RSO, though, guys, to start.
And I just want to. I love
No
his entrance
excuse.
in the chat. I just noticed it. He comes right in with still up mofos full of
Well,
RSO.
but he can't figure out a computer.
Yeah.
It's good stuff.
Just
So,
like that.
I like the
he fell
4-box better than the 5-box. So if he
So when he
can
comes
make
back,
it,
he can't use his
I agree
camera.
with you. Just let him sit in the shadows, and he can just sit there and type to us. But he won't. Nobody can hear him.
He's welcome if he can figure out how to use a computer.
Yeah, he doesn't. That's not this late. No
He
way.
fell asleep. Sarah, so it's late.
All right, so
He's not responding in chat. He's asleep.
since we haven't gotten into a topic yet, I figure I'll start back up with a little update on my my tolerance break for the job thing. I had a job interview today. It went really, really well. So hopefully soon I can get over this thing. But I wanted to talk some more about like the things that led up to the tolerance break. I was getting sick a few times, and I wanted to see some comments on from the panel here, what you guys might think of this stuff. So in my day-to-day normal life, Monday through Friday, my normal action is to smoke as much as possible. So that would include like maybe taking a hit during work if I get stressed, or after work, and then once I get home, dabbing like every 30-45 minutes. So like tons and tons of cannabinoids in my system, right? Way more than an average like regular smoker. So what would happen is I found I would come to Painted Lady's house on the weekend, and when I'm here, I don't dab as much. Even though she's got a rig and dabs and all that stuff, for whatever reason, we would just smoke bongs and that sort of stuff. And I was taking like a mini tolerance break from my normal consumption habit. And then we'd go out to eat, and then I wouldn't be able to eat food, or I would eat and then get sick immediately. This included like some really nice restaurants. We went to Smith and Walensky in Chicago, and I got sick after eating $100 steak, which was a terrible, terrible event. Because being in Chicago, we couldn't dab all of the time. So even though we were smoking, I was having a lot of trouble. And I thought that was really interesting. And that happened repeatedly. So and maybe a few weeks later, I came back and we went to a restaurant and I had a beer and immediately got sick. And that was really interesting to me. And we were trying to figure it out. I was thinking maybe I had an ulcer starting, or maybe, this or that, trying to figure out the source of all of that stuff.
Prior to that, when we were in Mexico, he also got sick on our vacation. By the last day, we had to ration what we had brought over there. And
that how far was that sick event from you like getting there? Was it early on?
When we got to Mexico, I was
5 days.
Perfect for like the first 2-3 days. And then after the first 2 or 3 days, it really got bad. And that happened, the first 2 or 3 days we'd smoke like 5-6 times.
But no dabs.
5 joints a day for like the first 3 days. And
But
then
like no dabs, right?
And no dabs.
No
Yeah,
dabs.
exactly. And then, so I think the very drastic difference in intake of cannabinoids between dabbing like it's going out of style, and smoking even casually was causing me a lot of trouble. Definitely not like the cannabis hyperemesis syndrome. I don't think, I didn't have to like take hot showers to get over anything or anything like that, but I had like a substantial amount of withdrawal symptoms, and I think it was
Aren't you
mostly
getting headaches?
quantity of cannabinoids that I was intaking. No headaches, just like severe stomach cramps. Like I ate one piece of pineapple and threw up. All sorts of different stuff during my tolerance break, or what I'm doing right now. I'm good now, but we're at like day 12 or something like that. It took maybe 10 days for me to get back to like a
Let me
level.
ask you this: like when you're in the thick, like a month before your tolerance break, what was your eating habits then?
Perfectly fine.
Like,
But I was perfectly fine only like Monday through Friday when I was dabbing all the time, like because that was my level. And then I come over here on the weekend and like get sick when we go to a restaurant on Sunday because I haven't dabbed, but maybe twice in a weekend instead of.
Yeah, it sounds like
you
it's
just said it
really,
right
like,
there.
It sounds like it's really dialed into the dabbing. Is
Exactly. And like the severe concentration of the cannabinoids. So I think it's really interesting. And I wanted to share that with the chat and see if maybe you guys had some comments on that.
I got a couple things. I think that one of the things I think there's a misconception of like we just continuously put cannabinoids into our system. I think that our receptors can only hold so much,
right?
And the rest just ends up turning into like, I don't want to say sugar, but like amino acids or something like that. They don't really do anything. They just kind of bounce off the receptor. They don't really get more of them or anything like that. But you're saturated nonetheless, right? You're completely overly saturated. But I think the way you are going through is a different type of tolerance. Like your body's readjusting to life without your receptors being full of cannabinoids. You know what I mean? And in that, your body's going, well, I don't do this the same. I don't do this the same. This doesn't feel right. That doesn't feel right. I mean, I don't think you could really do anything for a large chunk of time, and then quit it, and then not feel some sort of a physical.
I think even just regular smoking, you're gonna get some of those symptoms, right? But like the drastic amount that I was getting, even from like stopping for a weekend of dabbing, not even stopping smoking.
This is going from like dabbing to smoking. You're
exactly.
incredibly cutting back on the amount of.
Well, because I'll say I'm not a dabber. I'm just a smoker, and I'm a lightweight. As a matter of fact, you guys all know I can't finish a fucking joint by myself because I don't need to. I could take 2 hits off a bong and be fucking great for, like at least a couple hours.
I'd be proud of that. I wouldn't think that.
Oh no, I'm not. I don't feel any sort of way, any type of way about that. My point is, I've been having the same issues minus the cramping and the throwing up. Like I haven't been able to eat in 11 days. Nothing tastes good. I'm hungry as fuck, but nothing tastes good. Food doesn't taste good. When I take a couple bites, it's like, ugh. And then my stomach is just like, no, I don't want that. I've lost 15 pounds.
We've been tracking our weight loss during our tolerance break. It's only going one direction.
Y'all don't have it to lose like that, though.
Yeah, you're tiny,
right.
dude.
Yeah.
Neither of us have any body.
I know, we're fucking toothpicks over here. Like, Jesus, to hook up the
You got to force it down.
Well, honestly,
we've been having to try to force food down and like eat, and he can't. Like, I'm like, you got to eat. He'll eat one bite and go to the bathroom and like. So
what about liquid calories?
Yeah, I want to share some of my solutions, some of the stuff that I use to get over this. So
protein drinks.
I found that like stuff like Boost and protein drinks helped a lot because it's liquid and also calories to help keep me from. So it's part of the thing is you can't eat, so you get super tired, and then if you take a nap, you already can't sleep because you're not smoking, and that's like a double problem. So yeah, like Koopa is just saying in the chat, Ensure some kind of shake helps a lot. Kingfisher asked if I smoke a lot of flower at Painted Lady's house. You can't smoke enough flower to compensate for dabbing.
No
way. No. It's like
3 or 4 times. Yeah. If you're doing like 80%, sure.
Especially if you're dabbing like twice an hour. So, and that's what I was able to do, or was able and doing. So, compensating for that stuff is tough. But yeah, so like a glass of milk would settle my stomach a lot, and then I was able to eat better after that. But that took several days to learn. The first few days were really bad. The first day I tried to quit cannabis, I smoked again because I had stomach cramps so bad. I gave up, and I smoked because I knew it would make my stomach feel better, because that's what it's for. And I felt terrible because I relapsed in my mind on my little tolerance break after one day. And
Anything less is less, though, man. And you
Yeah.
have to look at it like small victories. Can you
Yeah.
also highlight Astro
I feel like I
Charlie's?
jumped off of the Mount Everest, right, dabbing 100 times a day, to quitting
Mhm.
immediately. And I
And
would
there's
not.
no chasing down. You went straight fucking cold turkey from
Yeah.
all the way up to nothing. Your
Yeah.
body's like, what the fuck?
Yeah, exactly. Thankfully, Painted Lady was taking care of me. I was laying on her floor, sweating and shaking and shit in the bathroom, and but we're all good.
Yeah, I mean, it was definitely not something to poo-poo, like everybody talk, oh, you can't get addicted to weed. I don't know. I mean, I don't know if addiction is the right word, but
Definitely dependence in
there's-
some ways,
yeah,
for sure.
there's definitely
Yeah.
some dependence, and
The
it
absence
took us
of
a
it.
long time to figure out. Like, we thought maybe that it was masking some sort of other medical issue. The first time in Mexico when it happened, we thought he had the flu, because there were some people that had the flu,
Or food poisoning,
or
or
food
whatever.
poisoning, and then in Chicago, we just thought that, it was like, well, maybe you've got an ulcer, like maybe you've got some sort of stuff. He's dealing with a lot of stress lately, as we all do, and we just thought maybe he had some kind of underlying medical issue. But the more that we've pinpointed these specific events, it's when he's not dabbing and smoking smoking as much. And that shit's real, man. And we just wanted to talk about it because so many people don't think that that's possible. And
Yeah, I think it's naive to think that consuming something or putting something in your body for years and years and years and not thinking that your body can develop a dependency to
That's a good
it's
point,
naive.
Red. It's like I started smoking and never stopped.
It could be sugar. It could be
Right.
be so many things.
Caffeine.
Man. Yeah,
Yep,
yeah,
you're right.
yeah. Everything develops it just because it's cannabis. But now here's the thing about cannabis: is it less addicting than some
Sure.
other shit? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are the withdrawal symptoms
It's
going
definitely
to not be
medicine.
as bad as some other shit? Yeah, but it's still there. I
you
mean,
I don't know. In this
I think
case,
you
I
guys
don't
are
think so,
focusing
Red.
a little. So, yes, I would agree with that in a situation where the substance wasn't healing your body.
Right.
So, is it a dependence when you're sick and it's a medicine that's healing your body? No, you're going to be sick again. Of course, that's going to happen if you don't have some other medicine to substitute for that.
For sure.
And then on top of that, for sure, I think there are some dependence things, but I think that's what's hitting you so much, Sequence, is that you actually have a medical use. It's not a recreational thing for you. I mean, I'm sure there's recreational moments.
Definitely
but I'm
both.
saying-
I think when I'm sitting at my computer and dabbing like twice an hour, that's like
That's recreational, and it's more
an
habit.
issue that I'm having. And I think that I want to have like I'm not telling Chad I'm going to quit dabbing. I'm definitely not. I really enjoy the flavor. I think it's healthier than smoking like crazy and, all of that sort of stuff. But Skilbo was asking me before the show if this was going to change my.
Oh no.
They just frozen mid-sentence.
The aliens came to take him away. They were like, nah, you were not going to disparage the fucking good name of cannabis.
Oh, that's crazy.
I thought it was me again.
I know.
I mean, in what I was saying, I wasn't discrediting cannabis as being medicine, though. I was
Right.
stating
Exactly.
strictly that it doesn't matter what you take if you take it for long enough. Now, you could smoke cannabis
Like-
for a week straight and then stop smoking
like
it,
pain
and
medication.
you'll be fine. If you did cocaine for a week straight, you'd probably want a little bit more cocaine or some. What I'm saying is that it's least likely to be harmfully dependent causing, right? Than
Right.
plenty of other substances.
I was just
Sugar
saying,
and
in a
caffeine
specific
included.
case, like when you're using it medicinally, that's like another level. It's another level stacked on it. And if you're
Well,
not,
I don't think that there should be any reason anybody needs to stop taking cannabis in the first place.
well, there
they have
are
to
instances,
test-
man.
unless they
There-
have to get a drug
Sometimes
test.
jobs and shit dictate that we have
That's
to
what I
fucking
mean.
make
You
some
have to get a
changes.
drug
Yeah.
test.
Well, I haven't
Let's put
experienced it.
ourselves out of the modern world where drug tests exist, right? Let's say drug tests don't exist. Do we really need to stop taking
Yeah,
cannabis?
I think it's a rare thing, but yeah, like that. I haven't witnessed this, but I've heard people talk about the CHS, cannabis hypothesis.
Well, that's when you take a shit ton of cannabis, though. Like I'm talking about,
Saying
just
this
dosing
happens.
yourself.
There are. I don't want
Dosing
to
yourself
be
regularly.
like saying absolutely never stop. You know, there are cases where we have to be careful. and
That's
say,
again, that's I don't know, but taking like dabs all day long and causing that to yourself, that's an unnatural.
Well, we don't know that's the case. We don't know that that's what causes it. That's like,
Let me give you the opposite side of it. Is
we don't
that
know a lot about it.
I am a patient and I use this almost exclusively, short of like migraines and shit. Sometimes I have to kick up.
I use it medicinally a lot too, man.
But if I didn't have the benefit of using cannabis, I don't think it would be very long at all before I would be begging to go back to a doctor and begging to get on some crazy regimen of 5 or 6 different medications to try to basically dice up the work that cannabis was doing for me as an all-in-one. So
Yeah, it bounced me all over the place.
And it seems like it's like what I like about it, and I don't want to say because it's natural, because that really means nothing. But what I like about it is the side effects. The side effects are there.
Mm-hmm.
We're back.
You guys paused at a weird. You're like right in the middle. You're like,
I know. I was just trying to say that I wasn't trying. I'm not trying to speak badly about dabs or anything else. Like, I really enjoy dabs. I think they're healthier than smoking vegetable matter. Skilbo was asking me before the show, like, how this was going to affect my smoking going forward. And I think I just want to have like a more responsible approach to smoking. I don't think I got to dab like 100 times an hour, you know, and I won't get to this place. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Well, you can overdo anything. And I think that I'm always overdoing it.
Kind of ramp off of that, you could take more of like a Terrence McKenna approach to it, which is really, you know, if you're going to use this as medicine, you can also use this from the spiritual side of things and to really focus intention and sort of in a Zen way. When smoking, just smoke. Don't absentmindedly have like a joint hanging out of your mouth, playing a game or fucking off and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like, really set that intention as you do it. And a lot of people believe that if you use cannabis a lot less frequently, that it will be a lot more potent for you, and that you can actually get more of a polarity science kind of topic going on for the effects that you can have from cannabis.
Well, I've definitely taught myself that like being stressed at work doesn't mean that I got to dab immediately getting home. I've gotten through that for over a week. You know what I mean?
My God, bro, that's my favorite.
I do. I
enjoy it a lot,
you know,
I'll do that. Like that's my here I am. That's my very first hit of the day, because I don't do that shit in the morning.
We're like baked knows. We play video games between every round. I'll do a dab.
Yeah, that's when you got time to do them.
You know
what do you think, Baked? What's your take on any of this?
I don't know. I mean, which question? I think you can get addicted to it. It's like anything. You can get addicted to Tylenol. You can develop stomach issues. I've got family members that pop Tylenol every day, or ibuprofen or whatever. One of those.
Oh, that's terrible for you.
They just live on it.
So I could get off of ibuprofen for sure.
Yeah, and so
Benadryl will fuck you up too.
What I'm curious,
I've seen people that smoke and can't get anything done. You know, so they probably shouldn't always smoke. And so I can see points of it and stuff. But
just cutting cold turkey from any level is really difficult.
Oh yeah, the cold turkey thing. I've done that with cigarettes and stuff, but I think if I were to get off weed, it would have to be a wean.
Right. I probably should have, but I was in a hurry, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Oh yeah. You had circumstances, but yeah.
Well, what I think is interesting though is from everything you were saying, it makes me think, oh, it's just the dabs, but Painted Lady doesn't really dab a lot, do you?
Right.
Not.
And
honestly, I don't remember the last time I took a dab. To be,
and, you're still so you just must have smoked in.
You're still a regular consumer, right? Like every single day. Is it every day or?
Yeah, and I haven't gone 10 years like he has, but it has been about 3 years since I took a tolerance break.
Even though you don't take as much of dabbing as sequence, like he dabs more, but his body also has to compensate for that with tolerance, with additional receptors. Our bodies compensate for our consumption,
right?
So like you both could still be having the same effects even though you take less or don't
Yeah.
dab or anything like that, because you're still a daily regular consumer of such molecule, which is that
I was just reading
know,
that.
Yeah,
synergy of
Django, of course,
THC
is a
plus
nice
such
comment there.
cannabinoids.
I
Yeah.
wonder, and not only CBD or CBG or any of the terpenes, I mean,
Any
those are
cannabinoid,
maybe
anything.
there's a. Can you think of any cultivar that you like the best medicinally for your stomach specifically that you can maybe single out
Terp
another
source.
cannabinoid that might be in there or a terp
I can't think of a situation where I had a stomach issue until I didn't smoke like normal. You know what I mean? My normal level of smoke when I tapered off, like when I came over here or went to Chicago or went to Mexico. That's the only time I ever had any issue with cannabis in any way. Like I never had a problem dabbing. I could dab 100 times a day and be very happy and eat all the food and all of that stuff. But it was just like, when I had to taper back for whatever reason, that's when I couldn't adjust to it, which is interesting. And I think that I can, I think I'm in a better headspace where I don't have to do that anymore, where I don't have to dab 100 times. And I think that that's going to help a lot.
Yeah.
You know what? The hard question that I'm sitting here listening to you and I'm thinking to myself is, I not only need it medically like that, but dude, like my irritability would be like jangly as fuck without cannabis.
Mine was too
Sure.
for a little bit, Skilvo. Like the first few days, I know what you're thinking. You irritable? Never.
Ha!
Don't laugh, fake. Shut the fuck up.
What about bringing up some sort of repressed medical condition? Like what if the consumption is repressing some sort of a medical condition?
That's a good question,
that,
Brad. But
that all of a sudden when you stop consuming, all of a sudden the medical condition takes back over.
Now that I'm like 10 or 11, 12 days, whatever day we're at, I'm not counting. I don't have a coin or anything. Respect to those guys. But like whatever day I'm on now, I feel normal. So I know that I don't have a stomach ulcer. I know that I don't have a lot of things that I thought I had that I thought were the problem. I feel regular. I can eat normal now. I can eat the portions I ate before, but it took this long. Yesterday I couldn't eat even though I felt better, I couldn't eat as much. It's just been like a step-by-step process to get back to what normal is. And now I can't wait to do another dab or smoke or whatever, but I have to have a more adult relationship with it, I think.
Yeah, I think we were just getting a little careless with it and just getting a little too recreational.
Yeah.
So, for me, I used to save, like you, Spartan, my first hit of the day, I would save as like my treat, my reward after my normal work day, after I took care of my plants and then went to the gym and worked out. Then I got home, took a bath, and then it was like, yeah, it was on. And I think I need to get back to that because I was finding myself during the middle of the day when shit was going crazy at work. And I was like, fucking A, I'm not dealing with another goddamn email. And I would just be like, forget it. I'm just going to take a bong hit. And so I would take like usually just one. And I was fine in the morning, like if, with my coffee and my windmill cookies. And then I wouldn't need one again until the afternoon or maybe even later on. And then all night, I would probably smoke like the bong at least 2 times in the evening. And for me, I really didn't think that was a lot, but I guess it was because like Sequence, I've been having problems eating too. So it was just unexpected, I guess.
At least you didn't run into problems in Mexico or when we went to the really nice restaurant.
No.
And that's the stuff that really bothered me the most. It's like I went on vacation and couldn't enjoy vacation because I smoked so much. Or we went to a really nice restaurant to make up for me getting sick on vacation, and I got sick at the really nice restaurant.
Oh.
So like that's really frustrating when you're messing up the nice parts of your life because you can't fly with a dab rig and an ounce of dabs, so
not yet, you mean.
I didn't have any issue dabbing a bunch of times. If I could do it every day, I would probably do it every day, you know what I mean? But the circumstances of life don't allow that. So then when you go on vacation and you fuck up your own vacation, you get really mad at yourself And you try
That's
to
fucked up way to look at it, man. Like you're right, and
it's just frustrating, because like my normal data, I could get away with it all, just like all of you guys can get away with it, and until I couldn't, or I had to take a break for whatever reason, and then I had an issue.
Yeah.
I just wanted to break because I just have been finding just not well, and now I can't talk, of course, an inability to put sentences together. Like I was going into the next room and I couldn't remember why I went in there. And I know, don't say age, you motherfuckers, either, because but
She's bringing it on herself.
Is that back to normal now? Like, have you noticed
it's a
an
lot
improvement on
better.
that? Yeah.
The words are coming to me again, and I can put sentences together again without going, yeah. Yeah. So I was doing that a lot, and I found myself thinking like it was almost like I had a stutter.
Turn it into a damn pothead.
That happened to me when I like first started smoking, and I was using like distillate pens.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting.
Like I felt like I fried my brain because I was just all the time. I worked in the industry. I could be high. It didn't matter.
Right.
And I could still do what I was doing, Yeah, I had to stop. Fried my brain specifically from the distillate carts before I knew any better,
Yeah. So anyway, we just really wanted to bring it up and talk about what we've been experiencing, and maybe if anybody in chat had anything to say about it. We just were kind of open to the conversation, and just kind of wanted to put it out there that this is what we've been going through. It may not be what everybody goes through, or I don't know, but we've just been going through some shit, man, and our use on the other side of this is going to look a little different.
Chat's had some really interesting and good dialogue both ways, saying we're crazy, saying we're not crazy, and I like that. If you think we're wrong, maybe try it. Try stopping for a day and see how you feel, or don't. I don't give a shit.
well, even if it doesn't affect every single one of us, the fact is that it can affect anyone that hasn't faced it yet themselves. And it's
I just want to improve my life, so I wanted to chat with you guys and let you know that what I was going through, and share that real quick.
Well, I just wanted to say thank you for doing that, because I'm always a caregiver at heart, and I always keep my ear out on, it's good for this, it's good for that. Well, I want to hear everything. And if I get a patient or somebody that comes to me and has similar effects, now I have some kind of input where before I had none. So
yeah, I would definitely recommend, like, if you're a heavy user, like everyone on this panel, definitely taper off if you have the choice or the option, rather than just cut it off like I did. I think that would help you a lot. And as far as eating stuff, hit up Spartan Grown. He's got a whole book full of remedies for that shit. Ryan's, of course.
Ginger.
Ginger helps a lot.
That helped a lot.
Ginger and tea, like Red showed me years ago. I did a lot of ginger tea. And like I said, milk before eating, those boost drinks, that type of stuff, protein stuff to get calories in your body helped a ton.
I have a question. Do you think that if you were to substitute like a CBD dabs instead of those THC ones, do you think that could help or could have helped, or do you think it's just the absence of THC itself?
It's hard to say, because as like a medicinal effect to try to like get over, I'm not sure. I didn't smoke any CBD like hemp or dab anything. Since I'm trying to pass a test, I didn't want to like try any sort of concentrated anything or percent. I know that hemp tests lower than 0.3, but that's still THC in your blood, and I'm trying to do a thing.
Yeah.
You'd have to like find isolate, and
I actually have isolate.
I don't know how great that would be to dab.
It tastes funny, but it works.
But it does work.
It does work.
Yeah. Buds are good fucking happy buds. We've been getting that before. Dankovich probably hook you up with some CBD fucking RSO.
Oh, I'm sure he would. I'm curious if the heavy RSO use would have a similar effect as the heavy dab use that I had.
Well, what do you
think? I don't know how much
the
RSO you'd have to compare to what I was dabbing.
I was to say, you can, if you want to go by just milligrams, I know.
Yeah,
I always figure about 300 milligrams, for a half a gram. So RSO.
I've never weighed what I dab. I can dab like an unlimited. I have huge jars and can dab just about an unlimited amount, and I've never tracked it, so I don't know what I was consuming.
Well, you just dabbed the whole gram,
It's going to be
and
different
then you know
though.
you dabbed a gram.
When
Well,
you-
it's
when you
not
eat-
1-to-1 because you're eating it is different than
You're eating it, it's converting to 11 hydroxy THC.
Yeah.
It's going to be a completely different effect, anyways, like potency
Sure.
wise.
I've taken
But-
a fair amount of RSO, and I don't think that you should go much over. I mean, unless you have cancer or something serious, I don't think you should go much over 0.5 gram in a day. But if you got like a sickness or you're trying to actually treat something, you know, you can go higher. But I would do just for maintenance doses. I wouldn't do much more than 0.5 gram a day.
And 0.5 gram works really well. If nobody's tried it before, that's a lot.
Sleepy go night night.
Yeah, it's a lot. But I mean, you could break that 0.5 gram. I mean, like you could do that
Sure.
into like 4 doses in a day.
When I first started using RSO, I did like 1/10 of a gram, and I was out of my mind. And then one time I did a whole gram, and I was also out of my mind.
Yeah, like sitting here smoking this joint, I was like nothing. It's just basically habit breaking. By smoking
Yeah,
it.
that's the problem I have. Is,
I never
I
had
hate
that
when I
issue.
find I'm smoking out of habit.
I could dab all day long and then take a hit of a bong and still get a buzz. So
Sure.
that's kind of an interesting thing.
I found out it was a lot of it was an oral fixation too, just like cigarettes. I guess so. I assume would be Skilbo. You know, I know that you recently have quit and stuff. I can just at night I would just sit down in my chair and I just would reach for the bong like it's just a normal habit, and not having that thing, I was like, what do I reach? Like there's something that I need to be doing. Like I don't know if it's coffee
smoke inhalation habit.
yeah, I don't know. It just I missed that for sure. Like there's something about it that you miss
Once it
greatly.
hits your lips.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Like one habit I do is right before bed. I used to do dabs, like a bedtime dab.
Right.
I've cut that out because I realized like there's no flipping point.
Right,
Like,
exactly.
I'm about to go to bed for
Yeah.
8 hours. Like, yeah.
Oh man,
So
I
I've
need
cut
it
that
to
out.
Sleep.
But yeah. Well, then you know my buddy Spartan comes in with RSO tubes, so
There's your
I
best
sleep.
one.
I definitely still sleep. But,
It took me like 10 days to start dreaming again, by the way.
yeah.
Ah.
I still dream. I still get dreams.
Okay. Were they crazy dreams?
Oh, dude, the craziest dreams.
Told you.
I can't remember what we watched, but I had a dream that like something about indecent exposure and I don't even know. It was fucking related to some show we watched, and it was crazy.
Decent
Lady.
exposure.
it was probably the porn.
What were you guys
Right.
watching?
Oh,
Oh.
yeah.
Subscribe to my own fan.
But my dreams have come back too. Crazy, dumb dreams, and it's kind of fun. I'm kind of enjoying it actually. So
None of them are too scary.
no,
Get a vivid horror dream.
Now
I
that
don't
she's
know.
sober and waking up next to me, she gets real scared.
Oh, yeah.
we were I don't know, we were in some kind of theater and they rolled in like this big cylinder full of water and there was this girl like dancing in it and stuff. I don't know. And then all of a sudden it was like on a rotation and it was coming around this way and it was like, let's go, that shit's gonna fall over. And then it fell all over and we were running and then it swished us out the doors and then I woke up. So I don't know.
Oh, wow.
That's
Who
a trip.
remembers their
Okay.
dreams like that?
Yeah.
I don't know.
remember.
I stopped smoking weed before I went to the dentist. So like I woke up, went to the dentist, and didn't smoke.
Dentist is a tough one, Red,
in
because
between there.
you have to stop a lot of times. The dry
Mhm.
socket, that I know not in your situation, but like the dentist will make you stop too, and that can be an issue. I
Yeah,
bet.
they will.
So the old
Yeah.
smoker's secret to that is that you still take the hit, but you leave the side of your mouth open, so you're actually drawing in air rather than pulling. Like
I'm not
Pressure.
risking a dry socket for shit.
I know, man. You
Couldn't
just
you
did
just suck
Popeye
it
the
up your-
Sailor Man.
Suck the smoke up your nose, Skilbo.
We can move
Well,
on.
you
I don't
can-
want to
you
beat
can
this
do
to
that.
death for the whole show. I appreciate you guys talking
Oh,
about it.
red.
Rainbow Driver.
Rainbow
Red.
Driver, nice.
There it is.
Immediate.
Activation time
Immediate
immediate.
is correct, dude.
Well,
Immediate,
that's correct
motherfuckers.
right now. Thank you.
Show the
Giddy up.
part that Astro Charlie designed.
No, red. That is
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to Astro Charlie. I
Shout
love
out to
that
Astro
design.
Charlie. I love that.
Dun,
design.
dun,
It looks
dun.
awesome on shirts. It looks awesome on everything. He did a really good job with that
Badass.
design.
Looks
I already got
awesome.
so
That
many
works really well.
compliments on his mat.
Yeah,
I don't
man.
know how he makes that, but like that the layer of art or whatever you want, whatever's on there,
Yep.
is like there's no lift.
No,
Like you
there's
don't.
no
It's
line, right.
it's a part of it.
He said,
Like,
I heard him talking. He said that it's washable, so you can wash it with soap and water.
oh, perfect, because I got dabs all over it already.
Yeah, he said to make a big mess of it. He wants to
Maybe
know.
not
I'm not
just
gonna
me.
get dabs off with soap and
Spartan and
water.
Tara came over, so
Tara's fault.
Messy dabbers.
well, but that's what the mat's for. So.
We got excited and we were like pigs in a trough.
That
Yeah.
reminds me. Does anybody remember when Tara used to use the what do they call that? It's a nectar collector, and she used to hit it off of the fucking the actual shovel itself.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
She's done some crazy shit, dude. Tara likes dabbing the most expensive rosin, and she just dunkered nectar collector right in that.
What's wrong with that?
Everything. I'm like,
Why?
Everything.
Because
You oxidize
it's
Heat
not
up all your
efficient.
rosin.
It's not efficient.
Oh,
You're burning a lot more than you're smoking.
Burning a
I
lot.
see.
See, I go to my buddy Bakes and then dump it in his fucking fancy shit. Otherwise, it's sitting on top of a bowl of flour. And I'll
I
fucking
tell
burn
you
it.
what, it gets you more high when you do it the right way.
It
Yeah.
does.
Look at that.
It tastes better, even in like I noticed the difference between a banger and a slurper, for example. They got
For
a
sure.
different taste.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
for
yeah.
my tolerance break, what I want to do, Yeti came out with those glacier things, the THCA glaciers he's got. I got to go over to his house and dab one of them out of his slurper to break my tolerance break, and then I got a painted lady drive me around.
So what is it?
What is
glacier?
it? What is it, like a diamond?
It's THCA diamonds, yeah.
Okay. And
Yeah.
he's calling them glaciers. I
Yeah.
like that.
Just
That
with its
is a
branding.
great name.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that.
There'd be no flavor to that, right? You'd have to add your own flavor
I
back to
think
it.
there would be some flavor. I doubt it's pure THCA, but yeah, it would be lower flavor than like a rosin dab for sure. What I was doing before my tolerance break, let's wrap this up real quick. I was dunking my dabs and terpenes. I showed that on the show, and that's how I was dabbing for like 2 weeks. I don't know. That's a lot.
Yeah.
It was a good
Yeah,
time.
that might have been. That
Extravagant.
might not have been the move either. That might have been.
You
I
were
double
doing
dipping, bro.
you were doing with dabbing basically what I'm got going on with RSO right now. You know what I mean? Like just to the point where it really you can't get high off of it anymore. You know, just you're consuming so much. Your receptors are constantly just saturated that when you stopped, your body was like, what the fuck? How dare you? I'm gonna shut the fuck down.
Yeah. It was expecting a dab every 25
gall.
minutes, bro.
Yeah.
I felt really bad for him. That's all I can say is, I mean, at least I didn't have the withdrawal that he did, but man, it was nasty. And yeah, we just wanted to talk about it. So
Mine was like a very projected path. It went from super bad to a little bit less bad each day until it was gone. So that
Until
was
it turned into a vision quest.
Well, like if I smoke joints all day and you smoke dabs all day, you still smoke probably what, dude, like 4 times as much THC
three.
than I
exactly,
do.
yeah.
You know what I mean?
Red, how many joints a day do you smoke?
To quantify the number of joints a day that I smoke,
12?
Depends
Red,
on-
you have 50 ashtrays,
I
Red.
smoke 3 joints in the morning.
Yep.
Smoke 3
Three
joints,
joints
at
at
night.
night. Yep. I
Smoke
smoked
3
3
joints
joints
in
in
the
the afternoon.
Makes me feel all right.
Yeah, man.
Smoke 3 joints, a dime a piece, 3 a time before.
You ever smoke a joint in the
Smoke
shower?
3 joints before I smoke
Yes.
3 joints, and then I smoke
I've
3
smoked a
more.
joint in the shower before. That's pretty
Something
fun.
like that.
I do.
Notice I
take
didn't
that
say I
long
smoked 2
in the
joints.
bathtub.
My
That
brain
shit's
would.
good
My brain
too.
would be. I wouldn't smoke one in the shower.
I do baths,
Oh.
baths, and
Probably.
Especially smoke them in the
Yeah,
shower in
me
the
too.
hotel.
That's, yeah.
Right in the bath, yeah.
The shower,
Yeah,
I'd
you
just
can
be like,
relax
I'd be
back,
like
it's
trying
just
to
like-
dodge little specks of water the whole time.
If there's a
Well, have you
show,
ever taken selfies in the shower with your phone baked? It's just like that. You gotta
No.
take your phone out of the
I
water.
don't bring my phone near water.
It's fine, dude. It's
Just
water.
get a big bag of rice baked.
Yeah.
I just dropped my phone in the whole 25 gallon tote of Jack's solution a couple weeks ago.
Ooh,
Oh boy.
Which is salt water.
It's okay.
Yeah.
the worst.
So
Just race
far.
it out.
what kind of phone is that? That's a good phone. You can survive that
Samsung
shit.
Galaxy S20
There you go.
to
That's big.
survive.
Ultra.
Survive.
Galaxy.
It's big. He's on Team Galaxy over there.
Yeah, we were looking at the S22 the other day.
Get that iPhone shit out of here.
Yeah, well, he likes Google, and I'm like,
Damn.
Google is pretty much the same thing.
Except for I get all my shit before you.
I have
No.
the Pixel, and I love the phone. I can't
Phone wars.
love the
There
phone.
you go. There you go.
Samsung.
2-on-1,
Yo, guess what else Samsung makes the best of?
I don't know, something for more boomer shit.
The
What?
dies on RAM. The best
Pixel
one is
better than the
Samsung B.
phone, for sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
They make
For sure.
everything.
Samsung makes really good washing machines and TVs, and
Oh yeah, yeah. I
they
popped
own
open
South
the
Korea.
bottom
What else
one.
does Samsung make? They have tons and tons of shit.
We were in the middle of
TVs,
Best Buy.
refrigerators, washers and dryers.
Yeah, Baked was giving me a tutorial on a filter in, was it a washer machine or?
Yeah, so it's quick. This is a great opportunity. I saw it on TikTok.
Wait, before you get going,
What?
have you done
Oh,
yours
yeah,
yet?
yeah,
Or
yeah.
have you still
TikTok.
not done yours?
You saw it?
No,
on-
I didn't do mine yet.
Okay.
Get him
You're
red.
just telling everybody to do it, but you're
I
not going to do it.
located mine. I located mine. Mine's not as easy. It's behind this weird drawer. But anyways, if you have a front load washer, on the bottom there's probably a secret door or button or something that'll open a little door,
Secret.
and it's gonna have a tube with a cap. You take that cap off, you drain it out. It's gonna stink. They said real bad. And then there's a filter and you spin it out. You'll see it's right there. It's like a spinner. You spin
What does
that
it
out,
do?
pull it out, and hose it out. It's just a filter,
What
so
does it do?
it traps bad crap. And if you never clean it or think about it, it's just gross as hell.
What
Bad
does
crap.
it do, Baked?
It filters stuff.
No, I want to see the motion again, though.
Yeah, let's see the motion.
Well, it filters things. This is how you get the filter out.
Oh, you're turning me on, Baked.
Oh, two?
Oh, dude, crank it.
It's the Late Sesh.
Doing the
We
titty
do
twister.
wacky things.
Rubber Tugs by Baked.
Hell yes, I am.
Oh shit, baked.
If
Baked was,
anybody's an expert in rubbing tugs, it's all the fellas on the panel. For sure.
Yeah, next
Wow.
event's
Baked
at
is
I don't know about
Serenity.
that.
He has patented new. You should start a consulting firm, but
Oh,
he starts a
great.
new technique we learned at work from Baked. How you can pass testings. You threaten the plants as mother plants,
Oh,
and then they'll fucking.
Baked, do the shake weight. You got to hold it above your head and shake it towards your face.
oh
Shake weight.
He's willing
I
to do anything.
never even
guys.
owned a shake weight.
Keep the request
get you one,
coming. He
bro.
will do anything.
He will do anything. It's the best. What was your Falcon Punch or whatever?
That was the best thing.
Oh
ever.
yeah, well
That's
yeah, we
amazing.
learned about that, so I had to do that. The cocoa, we like to break it up first, so it's not so chunky.
That Cocoa.
We
didn't
knew a
stand
Falcon Punch
chance.
would be
I
just
pretty
the
much
thing.
shattered into the next room. If you couldn't see it, but we had to replace the wall.
Baked. What is a Falcon Punch again?
Falcon Punch is a real thing where falcons dive at like 200 miles an hour, and they curl up their little falcon fist.
Talon, bro. Talon.
Yeah,
It's
talent.
a peregrine falcon,
And they
right?
just nail their target at 200 miles an hour on the head or something, knock them out, and then come get them.
Spartan, we don't need those science words in this.
Yeah, get your science.
Falcons are
Steve
cool. So
Irwin.
you got to give them their cool fucking. Talon's a cool word too.
So it has more
Yeah.
force, the 2-inch punch, or the 1-inch punch, or the Falcon punch.
It's a raptor, isn't it?
Definitely Falcon Punch.
Okay,
Yeah, yeah.
that's
It's
the way to make
no,
There
this
was a
it's
a
demonstration.
Falcon.
Oh, I put it in my story. It's gone now, but there was a
A
demonstration.
raptor's a raptor. Falcon is a falcon.
No, I think a raptor is any bird that kills. Like,
Yeah, Falcons are raptor birds.
thank
Oh,
you,
I
okay.
believe.
Birds of prey.
boomer.
Oh no, I'm not a zoologist.
Zoos.
Falconer.
Talk about
Falconer.
zoos.
Growly frowns upon you.
The Mongolians are big on the falconing stuff. That's really sweet stuff. It's fun to watch.
When I was in
Yeah.
Ireland, I stayed at this hotel that did falconry. It was really, really cool.
Oh,
just
yeah.
to watch that.
Speaking of that, they have like a falcon. They hire them for like the Super Bowl, for the
Yeah.
Wimbledon and shit like that to keep birds away.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And I saw the most. Speaking of hawks, I mean, it's sort of the same family, but man, there. I don't know about you guys, but I've been seeing a lot of carnage lately in my
Carnage?
yard from all these hawks coming down right when I'm enjoying like a nice peaceful breath. of air from my job or something, and I'm just looking out the window, and these fucking hawks are dive bombing my chipmunks and taking them out and
Yeah.
in the air and screaming, and then I have to
Good. Your
watch
chipmunks
them
are going to eat
The
your cannabis.
That
circle
is
of
and
life.
shit, and I'm like,
That is
oh,
good.
that's fine.
I wish I had that.
Good.
Chipmunks
Chipmunks aren't
like hawks are killing
doing
chipmunks
nothing
in the
good
trees.
anyway.
I'm like, good.
Terrible.
Get every one of them.
I
Because
was
there's
thinking for a sec she was gonna
rodents.
say that's because I know when they eat them, they'll
Chipmunks
just
are
throw
so
out the
cute.
They're
carcass.
rodents.
What do you
Thank
mean?
you, Becca. I think so too. And
They're they're
being
cute.
Rodents are cute till you got
They're-
moles and
They're
voles.
cute
Voles.
rodent
True.
rescue.
Red,
I
hold up
have
the
not-
sign.
Yeah, where's the
I've
sign,
not
Red?
had them.
We got rodents.
Is that a cute,
rodent
is that a
rescue
cute looking
rangers.
sign, Becca? Voles? Does that sound cute?
Dude,
Voles?
Yes.
I've never
Vol-
seen one.
you know
I
what
don't think
vol
they're
sounds
real.
like?
Cute.
Voldemort.
We've actually looked them up. They
Hold
are
on.
kind of cute, but
The
they're still
spotlight.
assholes.
Voles.
You get a broken
Make this in
ankle.
the chat. You're triggering them right now.
We won't show.
You know, if we had like the paid for fucking emojis, we'd have to have the voles.
We have
emoji.
paid for emojis. Shout out to the members in chat. Appreciate you. We got
That's crazy. Dr.
Oh,
Leave You
Silva.
Alone says a hawk flew down and grabbed one of his chickens. Then he brought it up and dropped it on a rock, knocked it out, and grabbed it and flew away. Jesus.
So
They're
a lot of
getting
those
smarter.
birds don't have the ability to kill animals. So what they do is they carry them way up in the air and then just drop them.
They're
And
metal,
then they
man.
hit the ground
Wow.
and die, and then they grab them and take them off and eat them.
Terrible.
Yeah, work smart, not hard.
I would rather see that than what I've been seeing in the thing screaming as it's being carried away by this huge predator and then picked up.
Yeah, but he
Because
might
I
not
don't
be.
want
Where's that
Wait,
go
wait,
again?
wait.
Now
Here,
imagine-
I'm just gonna.
God, that's so
Ooh,
America.
Now
though.
you're turning
I'll
me on.
rephrase
I'd
the
be so
reality.
fucking-
Let's rephrase the reality. Hold on. What if old Mr. Hawk is flying down to pick up Mr. Chipmunk, and you pick
Why
up
can't they be
Mr.
misses? Why is it got to be misses?
That's a good point.
It picking
Chill
it
out.
up, and so he goes up, right? And instead of screaming in terror, maybe it's a roller coaster ride.
Joyride?
He's screaming in
He's like,
happiness.
yippee!
So
awesome.
He's like,
Red-
yay!
Red is comparing this to the old
Going to
school
Cedar Point.
demon drop at Cedar Point, is
Yeah,
what
yeah.
you're saying, right?
Yeah.
Don't exist anymore. But I have a
Yeah.
question. What if like pterodactyls were real and they went and grabbed you, Red, and just took you up in the air and just dropped your ass? Would you be like, wee, until you hit the ground?
Keep in mind,
It
Red.
depends
They've
on-
got a
it depends on how we're
talent.
negotiating
It
this
depends.
ride.
What time of day is it?
When they grab you, there's a
All
talent
dudes are gonna be
inside of
really
you,
excited.
this big.
You discussed it ahead of time,
Yeah,
like
I'm-
consent.
Yeah, well, I mean, like it's like, hey, all right,
Consenting
you
to it.
come down and grab me and pull me up. That sounds like fun. Let's do this. Which is what I'm
Yeah, he's
saying.
just gonna
That
grab
they
you by your
talked about.
shoulders somewhere nice and
Yeah.
he's gonna be
Does
gentle.
anyone
about it.
remember the
I'm
old
not-
King of
I'm
the
not-
Hill where Peggy Hill falls and fucking lands in the field and gets like buried in the field from the first time she goes skydiving?
Yeah, I'm coming at this
Oh,
as
yeah.
the impression
Green,
that
man.
the chipmunk and the hawk, they already know what's going on. The hawk's not surprising the chipmunk in any way. Of course, that would be incredibly surprising, and I would hate that if a pterodactyl came down because that'd be surprising.
I think it's
This
like
is-
we are.
Yeah,
we
not as
are.
surprising as the chipmunk. The
At
chipmunk's
least it
all
wasn't a
about it.
baby chipmunk.
The chipmunk's already got his arms up, going, "Pick me, pick me, pick me."
Nut Tree has a good
Fuck
question.
this
Is he
shit.
wearing one of those wingsuits? If you get picked up by a
Oh.
pterodactyl, you have a wingsuit. What do you do?
I think they're born with those.
Squirrel suit.
You were born with a wingsuit?
No, but squirrels and chipmunks and stuff, they got that connected.
That
Only
jetpack?
flying squirrel.
No,
Flying
dude,
squirrel.
because I saw a squirrel fall out of the tree, or no, it was a telephone pole, and then broke its back, and then proceeded to crawl its way into my backyard to try to go home, and with a broken back. I've seen this.
You just sat there and
Did
watched
you
it?
smash it with a
Yeah.
shovel?
Did you?
You
Yeah.
sat
Did
there and
you
watched it? You should have smashed that.
put it
thing.
out?
It happened
Did you
No.
call your local hawk?
Even kill a fly. You think I'm gonna go out there with a shovel and kill
Yeah,
a
you gotta hit it
squirrel?
like this.
It's not
You just don't
happening.
suffer like that. I would hope you would smash my head if I'm crawling around like that.
You
I
should
will.
get a falcon.
I will smash
No,
your
I
head.
I'm
will.
like, you suffer. and feel
promise.
good about it.
I'll
but-
smash your head and I'll feel
You don't have
great.
any outdoor cats?
No, my neighbor has a cat, and he's always
go-
getting chipmunks in my yard too.
You
I
could have
chased them
fed
all
your cat
around
for a
last
good
summer.
couple of
That would have
days.
been a
off
good
it.
idea.
Yeah.
Bates
So-
had a
so
great
he's-
idea.
Yeah,
Let
so
your
he's
cat
taking care
outside.
of those crippled ones for you.
Yeah,
That's a good point.
good cat food.
And
He just
I
missed
don't know
one.
why this shit has to happen in my
Something.
yard.
Yeah, you go like this. You gotta put your arm out.
and they'll just
I think it happens in everyone's yard.
I think you want a really thick glove, Red.
Yeah, I think
You're gonna want a really thick leather glove because they don't know not to stick their talon into your skin.
That sounds like a
Okay,
seagull.
well, I mean, they fucking highlighted.
think
I
Steve
had a
was
bird
the
before.
nail on the
Meg.
head.
Birds are
It's like-
super assholes, dude.
That shit's
Super
happening in
assholes.
everybody's yard. It's just lady's paying attention to hers.
That's my opinion too. Is nature happens everywhere. You're just seeing it because you look at the stuff.
Yeah.
I think you can get a really large parrot and they'll scare away the hawks and stuff.
Hell no.
If you get a really large parrot, it'll probably outlive you.
right now.
Yeah,
Parrot
that's
will
the, that's
probably
the only reason I don't want a bird is because I'm like, I'm not committing to 30, 40 years of that.
I want a parrot who's picked out all its feathers because it's got so much anxiety, you know.
I had an African
No!
gray-haired
Why?
parrot.
Just to help it,
It's
just
so
to like give it
ugly,
a
like-
new second found love and family. That's what.
Can you
that's
see
what
Red
he's
with a
like.
parrot?
Stay in the jacket. That would be
A
so
bald
cool.
one.
She
Yeah,
walks
man.
into
bald
the disabled
parrot.
parrot store.
Our
Give me
African
your
gray would mimic
finest
like
one.
the microwave. It would
Oh,
mimic
they'll
the
like
microwave
pick their
beep.
own feathers out. It's
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
Opening doors. You'd hear like the sounds when you open your cupboards. My bird would make that noise. It'd be like ee, or like a beep beep from the microwave. But also it'd bite the fuck out of you for no reason, so it was no fun. I could hold him like a baby, and then he would bite me in the face.
Yeah.
It's not a very nice pet.
No thanks.
They're not really domesticated.
No.
You just kind of like learn what sets them off and go, okay, note to self, this will get you fucking pecked or bit or
They
scratched.
take
or
a lot
clawed.
of work. You gotta constantly clean up after them. They're super messy, and then they always need clean water because they bathe like crazy. And
I wonder how domestic though, because like in the reptile world, in the coral reef world, in the fish world, you don't if you don't know where your stuff's coming from, you can get what's called like WC wild caught, or you can get a guy who just started with wild caught, so he's only one generation into breeding stuff around humans, whereas
I
guy
think
who's been
most
doing it
birds
for
are
30
wild
years,
caught, right?
his stuff is domesticated more.
Right.
But yeah, so I
But like
don't
my
know.
dog, I can let her outside without a leash. She's not gonna run away. If my parrot
Yeah.
grew its feathers, it would fly away and never come back.
But that's the thing I've seen on TikTok where the guy left his bird outside on accident on a rainy day in front of his house. It stayed in the tree until he gets off of work.
That's
And
pretty
then he
But
bad.
it
goes
gave
and
him a
gets
good
it.
talking to, didn't it?
The problem is your parrot. Mine was green, and the hawks and shit will kill him instantly outside.
Oh, really?
Is that like
Yeah.
a fluorescent color to hawks? They just totally
Well,
zoom
it's
in on the
like
green birds.
it's not a natural bird for the area, so they
Someone's
don't
got
do
a
well
falcon.
outside.
What's the biggest bird you can get? Like a condor?
That's
Just
a
like
big
run
bird.
your fucking neighborhood as far as the bird world?
Did
I
you
don't know if
sure
you
get
can
one?
get a condor.
Get a fucking
I think
You
you
could
gotta
get a
keep
red
them
hawk.
You could get an ostrich.
You
That's
can
No,
have
yeah,
them
but
when
I'm
they
talking about
come in.
flying birds because you
You
got
could get
hawks
a
and
peacock
stuff.
baked.
Yeah, you get a
It wouldn't
peacock.
fly very good.
They
Yeah, they're good
fly a little
alarms.
bit.
I heard
They
they're
fly a
good
little
alarms.
bit.
Peacocks
fly
A
will
little
fly
bit.
on top of your hood
Oh
and scratch
man, look at
the
what
side of your
Southern
car.
for
You want
Macro
to
said.
get out of it.
They get up on your
20 to
car.
30 squirrels.
They'll get up in your trees.
You don't get a peacock. They get up on your car, man, and you just want to shoot that motherfucker.
Peacocks will get all of your fucking car.
Scratch the fuck out of your car, man.
Which would you rather have, an ostrich or an emu?
Neither.
That's
Emu.
awesome.
Which one can I ride?
I think ostrich.
Ostrich, yeah.
Ostriches are bigger.
That thing
too.
will peck
Yeah.
your face off.
The
Yeah, they're-
ostrich.
I don't want
Will
either
they-
one.
Will they
Its head will
both
be
bury
like-
their head in the dirt or just the ostrich?
I think the ostrich.
I
As
think
far as
just
I
Hey,
know,
the-
just
I
the
got
ostrich.
one for you. Check out this fucking bird, man. Have y'all ever seen these before?
Wow, Scobo knows how to screen share.
Oh,
These fucking harpy eagles, dude. Look at this fucking bird, man.
ooh,
This bird is not fucking playing. I want to talk about.
that's
big
what you
shit.
want for protection for
It
your
looks like
garden.
a looks
at
like
the
a
baby.
griffin.
Control
Holy moly,
and
go-
scroll forward, or Scobo, sorry.
Do what?
Hold your control button and scroll your mouse wheel up.
Oh, I don't really have one of those. Let's see what I
Yeah,
have
What?
here.
like-
Never mind.
It almost
It's
looks
not a
like a
laptop.
griffin.
Oh, he doesn't. Yeah, never mind.
I want to see this
Holy
thing straight
moly.
on.
There you go.
Go down real quick under the big image on the. Oh, it's not
Under
going
that?
down. No, the
Right.
right side.
They
Oh,
just told you to go down.
Hey, yeah, look
There
at
it is, there it is.
that.
That
Look at
thing
that
looks like
guy.
a person.
straight
man.
on in the middle.
I really like it.
That one?
The harpy eagle.
Look at those. That's cool.
That is
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a red one.
Yeah. Something to fuck with, man. There.
Hold up a second. You got to go up again.
Holy moly! Look
These
at
guys
that.
are all trying to drive. What do you want? Which one?
Oh, you got to go up more.
The knob is
There's a
Keep going,
creepy
keep
looking
going.
motherfucker. Go up one more. One
One
more.
more. Oh, right
All
there.
right, all right, all right.
Guys
Now
all have
go the
fucking
third
phones.
in.
Open a
That-
phone.
Third
That's what
from
I'm
the
talking
left.
about, Red. The third in, the guy on the
This
left.
dude,
Look at
that's
him.
a guy. That's
Yo,
he's
that's,
like-
Click on the
that's a
picture.
harpy eagle.
That's
Yeah,
an
but they're
actor.
fucking with your
Click it.
depth perception in that picture. Look at there's something.
Click it.
There's a man face in
Click
there.
visit. Click
on the
Click
visit.
the picture.
There.
Click visit.
You
Click
got it?
on the picture.
I'm clicking on it. Damn.
The photo boomer.
What are you on? A flipping? Oh my god.
All right.
Yeah, he stopped sharing entirely.
There.
Yeah,
We let him
I'm-
share
Look at that.
I'm-
Y'all want to
That was terrifying.
harpy eagles, man. There's also
I'm
another
gonna
thing
bring
that's
up
called
the
like a
golden eagle.
Dracula,
Oh.
Dracula vulture or some shit like that.
Not the
Or a
one where
bird
he's
or something.
Shit.
got the
Dude.
bird in his claws.
There's a scene in the 1985 version of Alice in Wonderland, the one with Scott Baio and Sammy Davis Jr. and a whole bunch of other
Chachi?
characters. Chachi, dude, she plays a dog.
Shot
Yeah, it's
shit,
wild.
shot shit,
And
shot.
the guy who plays the Griffin, dude, it like fades from his face into the Griffin, and that character looked like it, and that is huge fucking bird, dude. That's wild.
Man, I think that's creative. Fucking look at he's at the end of a fucking stump.
That
That
is
is crazy.
nuts.
At the end of a rock. It's still a big bird, but it's not as big.
That's a
it's not
big
bigger-
bird, dude.
It's not bigger than a human.
I'm gonna Google what's the most dangerous
Which
bird.
perspective you thinking?
I mean, that
Yeah,
thing
yeah.
will take your baby though. Like,
Let me
like-
look at how
A
tall
dingo
these
ate your
things are.
baby?
Your baby.
yeah, like
They're not
keep
bigger
your
than, like,
baby on a leash.
Fucking way.
Red,
get
are we talking
southern-
about you on a
Oh,
leash
sorry.
again?
You
How
want
much?
to keep your kid on a leash
3
around those
foot.
fucking things.
3. See, yeah, they see
Yeah,
here.
they
this.
get a meter tall.
The thing
Yeah,
that
they're
could
not as big
probably
as what
take
they're. That's a
1-year-old.
creative picture, I think.
The most dangerous bird is a cassowary. It looks like an emu,
Oh,
dude.
yeah, but they're
Cassowary.
short. And there was
Yeah,
one at
cassowaries are-
dude, there was one at the fair last year. You
It
could
says a kick from it killed a guy in Florida just from the
Yeah.
kick.
this
Show
dude
me what
got
it looks
arrested
like,
man.
man.
in Florida.
What's it look like?
It's
It
all
looked-
dark and
I
black.
can't share. Well, how do I do
He
this?
didn't even hit him with his pecker.
It looks like it looks like
I
a
can't
like a, probably
share.
about a 3 foot tall emu, like really
Oh, here
short.
we go. Yeah, I can't share
They
because
got a claw on the back of their on the back of their talon thing or their foot, I guess.
I'm
That's-
really
They
liking ways
brought them to the fair, dude. They had them in like a cage, but they had them there.
Okay, now what about the African gray? What do you guys know about that bird? That bird
it-
has a vocabulary of like a
That's
fucking
the parrot I was talking
It'll
about.
hurt you with
Oh,
its
oh, the
words.
African
That's cool.
man.
dude. The African
With
gray.
his words.
Dude, they have
African
a-
gray is the kind of parrot I had, bro.
Oh, you had a gray?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
dude. Those things are like fucking
Really smart,
$1,200,
super
birds,
asshole.
man. They're not cheap. Yeah, they're
So,
little
like-
assholes.
Like Astro said, he had a roommate that had an African gray. It mimicked the battery going dead from your fire alarm. So the
No.
chirp sound.
They're
mine
awesome.
mimicked the
birds.
Oh, that's
microwave
pleasant.
sound.
They're
Sounds
Fuck
doors
that bird.
opening.
I
All
just want
sorts
to
of
point
shit.
out that Skillbo shared screen pretty quickly, and Baked is still struggling over there.
I'm not. I gave up. I told you I
Thank you,
can't
Spark.
because
Oh,
I
you
don't
gave
have
up. You
two
couldn't even do it.
screens.
That's okay.
That's
Skillbo
been
got
me
it.
in a lot of previous
I mean, if
shows,
I
too.
wanted to, let's see what happens if
wanted
I
to.
do it.
I'm pretty sure
Let's see
Skillbo's
what
on a
happens if I
laptop.
do it.
Well, because it'll take me away from StreamYard.
Calgon, take me away.
StreamYard, and then it's just gonna show StreamYard instead of that. See?
No, you're good.
Where's? Oh, okay.
You
Looking
can
up the gray?
make it so it focuses on a tab. There you go.
Look at him figure out.
Whoa.
that.
Thanks, Boomer.
Yeah, you're the one saying
Oh, I've seen those things before.
Yeah, those fucking things.
Look at that coming at you.
Holy
It's coming
shit.
right at
Yeah,
you.
I'll definitely kick them now that I know.
I was
that
just saying, I'm spin
they have a
kicking that
killer
bitch.
kick.
Oh
I'm
my
gonna-
Legs are
god.
longer.
I'll do my big old
Come
karate
back.
kick on its
This
face.
one,
wanna
this
see
one's
that.
angry.
Woo.
He looks
Look,
shocked.
his
at
brain
what
is
heard.
almost on the outside.
So are they killer
point.
birds or
He's
did
super
somebody
smart.
get
That's-
killed? by
This
them?
one's
That's
got a
like-
helmet.
See, I'm just gonna say this: U of M should have used that as a mascot. That's way scarier than the
The
fucking.
U of M should have.
Yes, they're already the right colors. It's already blue and yellow.
That's
Oh,
weird.
infinity, infinity, infinity.
Yeah.
And
Now they're
beyond.
behind the curtain.
You know, they're not talkative, but I like little sun conures. Those are cute little birds, relatively inexpensive for
If
parrots.
you bring up a bird, you have to bring it up.
I had a budgie bird when I was
Budgie?
young.
What's
Okay.
that?
Like a parakeet. Just like
Oh, okay.
a
Yeah.
A
budgie.
budgie, yes, it's a
I
European.
just
Budgie.
named it budgie.
That's what they call them in
I didn't know that's what they called
London
those
and
birds.
England.
Me either.
Budgie.
Today I
Yeah,
learned.
it wasn't very nice.
Birds are a
Didn't
tough
like
pet
the
to have, man. They take a lot of work, and they're not really a good pet. You can't.
They're meant to be
kind of
enjoyed in their
walk 'em and
habitat.
stuff. You just kind of look at them.
My neighbor
Yeah.
had a birdhouse off the side of his garage. Like this thing was almost the size of the side of his garage. And
Hash
I don't
time.
know what
Hash
kind of, I don't know what kind of birds he kept in it. Finches. Maybe it was like a finch house or something like that.
That's pretty cool.
That
Was
ma-
it
yeah,
like
it
those
was
cat
super cool.
things where it's like a hole inside your house and then
Yeah.
a cage outside so it
Yep.
can come in and out and just
Yep.
That's
be a
pretty
bird?
cool.
Like an aviary.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yep. It was a little aviary. Yep. he
we
had
can
his
do
own
that
little-
for you, painted lady.
Yep, yep.
No, dude, I'm done with all of my exotic animals owning. I
No, for
did
the
all of
cat.
that in my 20s.
For the cats.
We're probably gonna end up with a skunk at some point.
No Savannah
yeah.
monitors or
Not the only
anything
one I
like
can
that.
think of.
Probably not, man. I had snakes
Why would
and
you say hell
lizards
yeah to
and
that?
I've had
all that
lizards.
kind of stuff. I'm done
Yeah.
with those days, man.
Daddy Red said he almost came home with one when I was a baby. And somebody at his work had a
What?
box, and he couldn't find a vet to de-stink it, or
Yeah.
he
Oh,
would have. Yeah,
What is the
I
Instagram?
thought you were talking about
account?
Savannah Monitor.
It's Zoo Arcade. If you guys are looking to see the most adorable skunk that's
It's
a
so
pet
cool.
on the planet,
Yeah.
Zoo Arcade
Oh, I
on
thought you were-
Instagram. And the skunk's name is Atari, and he's the cutest. He lives in a house with dogs and cats, and he just kind of goes around and does his thing.
Does he
and-
play with them?
Yeah, it's so cute.
Yeah.
He's gonna screen share it. This
Cuteness
thing is
overload.
so cute.
I thought you
Is
were
it
about to
cute with a
tell
Q?
him.
Is that
I
kind of
can't
cute?
open it.
Skunks are like
But
my
yeah, this is his
favorite.
account. Check out Zoo Arcade. This is like the most adorable thing. We don't have an account logged in, so we can't open this stuff. But this skunk is awesome, dude.
I heard they kind of smell like a ferret.
I don't get to smell them on the
I'm out there.
Instagram, unfortunately.
I am out.
I also love
Start a chinchilla farm.
raccoons. I think
they
they're
make good
cute.
weed.
Because I think you have to do the
Skunks
same
do
thing
make
with
good
ferrets.
weed. That's a good point.
I think they take a stink bag out of a ferret too.
It's
The
musk.
musk glands.
Musk gland is that?
I don't
what
think
it's
it works though, because
It
they still
doesn't.
smell like shit.
Bag.
called? Yeah, they
They
still
do.
smell like shit, don't they?
Yeah,
They
they do.
do.
Them?
Whoa. Oof.
Have you guys known anybody that's had a ferret? I had.
Oh
I know.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
oh yeah. That's a popular pet for millennial
And it
kids.
doesn't matter how clean you keep everything. It wasn't like they would just want to
Stinky
keep it shit
apartments.
clean.
They bathe in dirt, bro. They smell like shit.
They're weasels. Why would you want to keep a weasel in your house?
Isn't it like
There's-
the mink
For
family
weasel,
also?
There's Jason saying he had 2 in
activities.
college. Harold
They
and
didn't
Kumar.
smell
What if you have a
Okay.
what if you have a clogged PVC pipe? Send that weasel down there. Get
just
that,
cut-
buddy.
I cut the PVC pipe off and put a new one on.
Get
What-
that, buddy.
Well, it's just not there.
That's what Richard
Can't
Gere
get to it.
said.
Ooh.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
I don't know who that is.
Richard Gere?
You
Not
know who
by
Richard
the
Gere
name.
is?
Richard Gere.
You pull him
Come
up, I
on.
might be like, oh, that guy.
Pretty
He's a
woman.
comedian, dude. He's a pretty
Now I'm gonna
famous
Google it.
comedian.
Officer and a
He's
gentleman.
not a comedian.
No,
Smart.
well,
Comedian.
He was the butt of a lot of jokes, though.
That's
Come on,
what
can I get
fucking-
credit for that?
I just
He was the
fucking
butt
smoked
of
a
a
bowl
lot of
of
jokes.
hash.
Oh, this guy,
Accurate.
this guy was a terrible actor.
But he was in all those romantic, like,
Yeah,
thriller
bullshit movies.
Yeah, the women loved it though, man.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yep, I know what you're talking about. Terrible actor.
It's terrific.
Good.
Terrible actor.
Horrific, just like your shirt.
King
It's not
Fisher
terrific.
says yes
Wow.
to mink. And
What's
they
your
are all
favorite
weasels.
terrible actor that's only been in like Hallmark
All
style
weasels.
movies?
Dolph Lundgren is my favorite terrible
Ooh,
actor.
good choice.
But it wasn't Hallmark. I didn't fit your category.
What's that guy in the 80s, the skinny dude that was always throwing rocks at windows? You know
Oh,
what I'm
Tom
talking-
Cusack, right?
Tom Cusack. That's right.
John
John
Cusack.
John
John
Cusack.
Cusack. There you go.
He's a good actor, but damn, he got typecast into those movies forever.
I want
Want
my
my
$2. Yes, that's the one right there.
It's the best movie ever. That's where I first saw my dream car, 1969 Camaro.
69.
Good Camaro.
Well, isn't that kind of where the Booger character
No.
came from too, or
I
was it
thought you
after
were gonna say
Booger?
that's when I saw my first booby.
No, that was a
No.
long time before that. I
You
had
talking about
Cinemax.
the
Cinemax.
movie where he worked in a record store?
That's why we called it Skinamax back in the day.
So I just said.
Do you remember your
Oh, I thought you
first
said
movie?
Cinemax. Sorry.
I remember
I don't remember.
attempting.
Man, I
my
was watching
dad to
Porky's
take
when I
me
was like
to
8
see
or
Batman.
something
Porky.
stupid.
We tried to go see Batman.
Just
but it was
remember that the
PG-13.
80s were all about gratuitous fucking titty shots, man. For like
Yeah.
absolutely no reason in the middle of a horror movie was like, hey, and here's some titties.
I
Oh,
have
yeah.
a new show. There's breaking news.
Oh, I love this show, by the way.
News at 11. Breaking news. 2022, they're finally showing dicks.
There's a lot of
So,
dicks in this show, for
There's
sure.
this new show on HBO Max. I don't know if it's whatever. HBO Max called Minx. Which, speaking of weasels and skunks, it's called Minx. And it's set in the 70s. And it's this woman who was real feminist and wanted to create this magazine calling it The Matriarchy Awakens for equal pay and opportunity for women. And nobody would buy her fucking shit because no one wanted to hear about it except for a porn magazine guy. And he was like, well, you can't just give a dog a pill without dipping it in peanut butter first. So what's going to be our peanut butter? Dicks. So it's all about the first female male nude magazine. And let me tell you, the first episode, how many dicks did they show? Like they did a casting call and they just showed like all these, and I was like, it's about fucking time.
I mean,
man.
I've already been
I have
out
different
and not
dicks.
interested from the beginning here. You don't really have to keep selling
It's
that.
really,
Not drawn
really
us
well
in.
written. It's super funny.
It's really witty. The
There's
acting
also
is great.
titties in there.
There's something for everybody.
There's something for everybody. It's really funny.
I
It's
watch,
I'm gonna say
HBO,
there's
so
nothing for me. I'm gonna say
I-
there's nothing for me.
no, dude, there's sex and there's lots of tits and bush.
Well, guess what?
besides,
Guess what? There's other shows that have that too without the dicks. It's fucking
so it's just
amazing.
about somebody building a
More
magazine
on the
then?
Who
dick-free
cares? So they
programming.
show some dicks. We have to look at tits all the time. Who cares?
I'm not. Hey, whatever you want to look at, it's cool with me. I get to pick what I want.
Tits
to
are
look at.
art.
It's just bodies. I just think it's dumb that it's taken till. I mean, I know like some movies have shown like a half a second of a dick and everyone's appalled. But God,
No, I've seen many dicks in real life. Just guys don't give
Many
a
of
fuck. Guys don't go to a fucking
Go
gym.
outside
You don't
anyway.
see-
There's
many
dicks
dicks?
swinging
Go to a
everywhere.
gym and tell me you don't see about 4 or 5 old guys with their fucking dick and balls hanging out
That's
the
a good
entire
point.
time.
Dicks hanging out the
that you're
windows.
changing. The entire time.
Trucks
Yeah.
driving by.
Welcome to
Yeah,
our
it's just
world.
I've seen enough.
In
I don't
that
really
shit,
need to see any more of those. There's
in the
nothing that
locker
funny.
rooms, in the gyms, all that shit, all the time. with
Can't
our
walk through a
friends,
doorway
and
without getting
TV.
slapped
So
in
it's
the
about
head
your
with
fucking
hanging
time.
around dick.
That Kingfisher brings up a great point. I thought if they were giving me $1,000, yeah, give me $1,000. I'll look at your fucking dick for $1,000. Other than that,
Dicks do look terrible. It's a good point.
Stoney, I don't get any dick pics. I do
Oh.
not get. The only dick pic I got was his.
Oh,
You don't want to say that
all
on
right,
here.
you're fucking
You're in
inbox.
trouble now.
No, I mean,
You're in trouble now.
whatever. No,
Too
but
late.
I don't. I
I got to
don't.
agree with the.
You let the monkeys out of the
dicks are
barrel.
gross
You
looking
can't put
thing.
them back in now.
oh no, now she's just like gonna get 1,000 of them because now.
Yeah, exactly.
Whatever.
I will say it's
Somebody's
very
gonna put her
entertaining, though.
Instagram on the bathroom wall.
Delete.
I really enjoyed the show. It's
block.
really funny.
That's the move. Block.
It's fun. Anyway, it's a really funny show. It's really witty and it's well written. And so all you ladies in chat and Blue Kiss, you want to see that shit? So
You know she's fired up for it.
turn it on.
Check it out. I'm sure.
Well, that kind of took the air out of the conversation, and then that's
Dicks?
Well, so besides the dicks,
Come
it's some
on.
chick building a magazine company.
Yeah, so it's all about them building like what it is it's what you would imagine like a super over the top feminist would be, right? Like the
Terrible.
one that's super in your face, and then a guy that runs a porn publisher is like, I'll take your idea, but we got to make a porn magazine out of it so that people will actually read it.
Oh,
So
Yeah,
it's,
so
Nick,
she's signing with
merging
the
of-
devil. Yeah.
We do very opposite philosophies, and it's a really entertaining story for sure.
Where does it take place? I'm guessing a
It's in
major
the
city.
70s in California, I think.
Cali,
Oh,
LA. Yeah. It's really, really, and the scenery, because, Skilbo, you and I grew up in the 70s, and the clothes, the cars, the scenery, everything.
and man, the 70s was kind of
perfect,
cool.
man.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. It was awesome. So
Get the disco ball.
I love the period piece stuff.
Yeah,
It's like
man.
all the fonts and all the styling and stuff is all.
Orange,
great. The
brown,
Cooper
Cars,
Black. Hey,
yellow.
you know what a popular font was in the 70s? Since one typesetter to another is fucking Cooper Black.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Any
yeah.
of that like puffy shit, like they were all about the. You know what the big thing would be like a T-shirt, and you would have like these iron-on like velvet ass fucking letters, and it would say the dumbest shit in the fucking world, man.
All
Sounds
that
like
flowery looking shit, dude. It's
Super
all over
free.
that.
sounds like you
Or
described
funky.
Boogie Nights.
Yeah, dude,
Funky
totally.
boogie nice.
Or the shirts with the iron on that would have like the fucking glitter and all kinds of crazy shit.
No, man, I'm
Yeah,
talking
man.
about the movie Boogie Nights.
that's another good movie, man. I
oh,
loved that movie.
Becca, you got to try to get Red to watch this show and let me know what he says.
So one of the guys from New Girl, Nick.
Yes,
And I
him.
really like him a lot. So
It's
Yes,
really
me
funny,
too.
Becca. It's
And
really
he's
funny.
I saw it.
super
I should-
funny.
If
Yeah.
you're man enough to not be like intimidated by seeing a penis, it's a really fun show.
Well, that's what's so funny because the woman who wanted to create this
Wait.
magazine wants to create this magazine was like, nobody wants to see penises. They all look the same. And everyone's like,
The guy's like, should I put
The
my
fuck
should I
you
put my
talking
dick
about?
around the fire pole or behind the fire pole? I fucking laughed so hard.
anyway, check
we
it out.
have
Becca.
HBO. We should watch it.
Yeah, it's
You should watch it.
difficult.
It's really funny.
Red, are you gonna watch it?
I don't know, man. I only watch educational programming.
What?
Educational.
Educational. It was the first dick
Education.
magazine.
Educate yourself on dicks, Red.
That's history,
history.
Red.
That's
There you
history.
go.
Yeah, yeah. Jinx.
Anyway, moving
He only
on.
watches YouTube.
I do too. I only watch.
No
it.
I
dicks
only
on
watch how-to
YouTube.
videos.
I was much more entertained than I thought I would be. That's for sure. It is written really well, so I laughed a lot.
I get sucked
Especially the
into
male
it, man.
character, the guy that's supposed to be like the asshole porn producer guy. Super funny.
He's
Super fun.
hilarious.
Yeah, he is really, really good. They're all really good. So, yeah. Anyway, check it out. It's really funny. They're half an hour episodes.
Becca's
So-
looking away.
Oh, that's
She's
not
seen
bad.
the
That's-
entire season.
That's like a dick per minute.
No, I
in the first
haven't.
one.
Yeah.
But I love that actor.
There's not a lot of
Like
dick
I'm gonna
just
get
in
to
that one
see his
episode.
dick. There's a chance.
There is a chance.
We were talking about it at work. There's a website for this, Becca. It's called Mr. Skin. It'll tell you what you can and cannot see and when you can see it.
Yep.
I'll have to check
point.
it out sometime.
That got really famous in the era before you had like really good Google searches for
Yeah.
movies.
They talk about that in the movie Knocked Up.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what.
another
Yeah.
great movie.
We have a real grow question in chat from
Lord.
Agnes Beckett.
Oh,
Says,
fucking
question,
God.
anyone grow autos outdoors?
I've done that.
I plan on it.
I'd like to.
Autos outdoor stunt kind of easy because anything that slows them down will slow them down. But if you have like a field of them, they're going to do just fine. Especially in Michigan, that's nice because they'll go into flower earlier and you might get them done. When I did them in the
Yeah.
greenhouse, I actually did 2 cycles of autos in one summer.
I wonder, did you do any in the ground?
I did do some in the ground at my other house.
Did
And
they
that
do
did not
better
go
or worse than
well.
the pots?
What was that?
What would you say, better or worse than in the pots?
Worse. But like in the greenhouse, it was controlled and heated and watered all the time, perfect. When I grew them at home, it was not the same.
I was
There was
thinking
like
about
test pressure and
perfectly fine, like on a porch.
right.
You know what I mean? Just in a pot on a porch somewhere.
Yeah,
But you
yeah.
don't need to have earth to make that work.
You don't need a lot of soil for autos. That is really nice. You can grow them in a pot and not worry about stunting them.
Did you say 5 outdoors or is that what it was? No, 7s.
I grew autos in 7s, I think, or maybe 5s. I did both. I grew like 150 autos, and they did really well.
Right. But like those anvils were never going to be like fucking skyscrapers. And that,
Right.
was it Bobby's Widow was the really short one?
For auto flowers, though, they were like 4 foot tall, a lot of them.
Yeah.
That's a pretty big auto flower.
Mhm.
But at the same time, the photoperiod plants in the same greenhouse were much, much, much larger by plant volume.
But do you think if you were able to pull off had time to pull off 2 auto cycles, like, theorized that summer, you think that would have been equal to 1 photo period run?
I don't think
If you did
so.
1-to-1 plant, or
But
2-to-1 plant.
we
Yeah,
had the
2 autos
advantage
to
to
1
like the
photo.
autos. We used the autos to fill in the space in between the littler photoperiods while the photoperiods
Yeah.
were vegging. So we flowered autos in all of the empty floor space that we had. So you could do that in your garden while you're still growing your other plants and kind of get both advantages.
Well, yeah, it was nice because you guys were moving them into your aisles when you weren't actually in the aisle to work. You're pulling them back out as the photo periods are vegging out and getting bigger. You're finishing on your first round autos.
Sorry, I didn't hear you, but yeah. I was
Yeah,
replying to that.
I got my ornamental seeds coming in slowly. Ornamental pepper, because I'm gonna
Nice.
try to host some predatory mites outdoor. Maybe
It
put
should
them in the
work.
corner. Yeah, I got a couple different kinds.
Outdoor will be a little bit more difficult because the wind and stuff can carry them away. It's nice to have them kind of confined somehow, but the pepper, they will eat the pollen. If there's nothing else for them to eat, that will keep them there.
You know what
Well,
I
I
would do?
figured you've seen my plots. I figure I can
Yeah.
put like a pepper on the ground in the
Mhm.
corner of one of those little plots, and the wind shouldn't
Right.
fuck
You know
What
what
I
you
always
should
wanted
do?
to do was grow those peppers and then have them like all around the plants so
Yeah.
that they would always be around.
So what you
But-
do, I think what the move would be, Baked, is to get your peppers, wait till they start to flower, order your whichever one you want to bank. Probably the Swarovski eye is the one I saw usually.
Mhm.
Inoculate them with the Swarovski eye so they get a good population going, and then just take that plant out to where you want it.
That was what I was thinking
Yeah.
too. I was just going to shake them on the plants and then use it that
That's
way.
true
That's
too.
good.
Yeah, just walk through there and just
Mhm.
kind of like they pollen chuck.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It looks pretty tasty, Red.
Yeah. What's that? That
smoking
looks
that.
single source.
I've been smoking that for the last couple of days, or I don't remember which one I had, but he blessed me with one of those.
Calyx containers too.
Yeah.
I think it's strawberries and cream.
Oh, nice.
This one's unlabeled, but I think it's strawberries and cream.
That's what this
to the
one is.
personal stash, Red.
Unlabeled
Yeah, man.
personal stash. I think that this one here is strawberries.
I don't know if you're getting anywhere with that.
Yeah,
how
that's
how close do you guys think we're to outdoor?
How close do you think we are to one of these guys focusing their
2
I
months.
don't know. I'm thinking Red's gonna get it. Come on, Red.
June bake?
Man,
I
I tell
think
you,
June before you're gonna put something outside.
Yeah, always in Michigan.
No,
I need it to happen sooner than that because my bedroom is fucking full.
I don't
Gotta
mind
cut
that. I just want it to
Yeah.
get warm to where I can go out there and clean up and stuff and get it
Yeah.
ready.
We get frosts in May that will kill your plants. If you're
Well,
unlucky.
yeah. Well, yeah. Like today,
Just a
it
question
snowed
again,
for 2 hours.
What are you trying to do? Put clones out there or pop seeds out there? You can
Put
pop
clones
seeds out there. in May.
put clones, and I want to put clones out there and then pop a couple autos.
If let's say it's 80 degrees, let's say it's 90 degrees with evenings in the 70s and it's beautiful on May 8th. Let's say the
Yeah.
beginning of May is just freakishly warm.
Sounds
If
good.
you put your clones out there, even though it's nice and warm and they're not going to wilt or die or get cold or stressed or anything, you know what they're going to do in May, early May?
Yeah.
They're going to flower.
Yeah.
And then
Oh.
they'll want to veg at the end of May and in the beginning of June, and they'll come out of flower and go into a funky ass veg cycle because they were already flowering.
Mm-hmm.
So what you need to do is you need to do processes known as candle lighting,
Right.
just supplemental lighting your plants.
May 7th is what it said on Farmer's Almanac. It's our last
Oh
frost
wow.
for Jackson. I think for
We'll see.
Jackson.
That's
Jackson.
ambitious.
It's ambitious. I've seen a lot of guys lose the crop of plants because they put them out a week early and then they get.
I agree. I've seen
Yeah,
that.
when I say clones too, these things are already massive. So
Yeah, I've
You
seen
can
I'm-
start
yeah.
seeds.
for sure, but Farmer's Almanac is usually the closest
Farmer's
thing.
Almanac's pretty good, yeah.
Pretty
I
usually
agree.
pretty spot on.
Yeah.
Well, like when the
our
frog-
area here in southern Michigan, it's usually May. Like May 15th has usually been our day. You know.
Red brings up a big point though about the sunlight hours. If you plant them too early, you're still in flower cycles. Then you get into another.
You can do
problem.
seeds.
Yeah.
You know, if it's warm enough, you can start your seeds outside because they're not going to be mature enough to go into flower in May or
right,
even
for
the
3
beginning of
weeks or
June.
4 weeks or so. Yeah, exactly.
But you put a clone out there.
Get out there and get microbes going.
You could put a light out there on a timer for 30
Mhm.
minutes in the middle of the night cycle or something. And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they would even you could even.
Ripped.
I mean, candle lighting goes back as low, literally, as walking a lantern down your road.
gas lantern technique, they call it.
Yeah, I mean, there's croppers that have kept their plants in veg just by using that. Like you know, let's go down to where it's super warm right now. Let's go in December, right? Let's talk about, you know, being like equilateral, right? Where there's like 12 hours of darkness. Year round, you know what I mean? 12 hours of darkness year round. You know, you have to, like, if you want to veg your plants, you literally have to do that technique for like 6 months, you know, or 4 months.
12 hours darkness year round would be really nice for a grower.
It would, yeah, it'd
So
be crazy.
cool.
You wouldn't be
It'd
able to
be
veg.
real nice.
You wouldn't be able to veg for shit, you know. But
Yeah, your flower room is
I
as
don't
big as your
care.
yard.
Yeah.
no,
I'll run lights for 3 or 4 hours a day and then flower whenever I want.
yeah, just toss your shit right outside,
Blue Kiss brings
especially
up
if it's nice and warm.
a really good point too about the early planting is that if it's cold, she says remember that if it's overly cold, they're not going to grow very fast, even if you want them to.
Right.
That's true too.
Especially autos, you might stunt those things and you won't get shit out of them. So
Well, that was the thing. I'm in the ground, so I gotta also make
Mhm.
sure the ground's unfrozen pretty deep.
that
Oh, we're
does
talking
help
about
in a way
autos, aren't
because the
we?
ground is gonna, it's
I'm
not
talking
gonna
about
freeze
photo
as
periods,
fast.
guys. I forgot we were just
Okay.
talking about autos.
It's nice to plant your plants in the ground because when it does get cold, the ground won't freeze as fast as your pots will. So that's another advantage later in the year. We fight all sorts of stuff growing outside here in Michigan. There's a lot of hurdles to growing a good plant. The greenhouse or covering your plants or anything like that helps so much. And like a hoop house is really, really cheap if you have the effort, you know, for the
Yeah, you just
space.
struggle with some of the humidity sometimes. There's some special challenges you deal with, but yeah, for sure, it's way better to get those things covered if you can.
I'm hoping to finally have a good harvest outdoor this year. My bedroom is so full. I'm just sitting there going,
Yeah,
Never
that's
had
where
a
I'm at.
It's a
I'm
literal
sexing
jungle in her
stuff right
bedroom.
now.
Like floor to ceiling, wall to wall, plants everywhere.
I mean, check my story on IG. There it
good
is.
problem to have.
I mean, it's just full of shit. And I've defoliated. I know all of you guys are thinking, you gotta need to get rid of all those leaves in there. No, I'm good. I've done that a bazillion times already. I'm just waiting to flip over. And it's, yeah, that's how I like to grow my plants, is big and bushy. I like big 70s bush plants. So I'm just waiting for that time I can throw them outside. Last year I did that, Blue Kiss. I put them out too early, and I think it really fucked things up. Like you were saying, Red, they like did some kind of like re-veg kind of thing, and then flower and re-veg, and
Yeah, you gotta.
wasn't
Yeah,
good.
go ahead, sorry.
Thanks, BK. But
You
yeah,
almost got to keep a light on them until the end of May. You know.
yeah.
Almost like I like to do all the way until the solstice, pretty much, because by then
your
I know
clones are mature. Like no matter how
Right.
old your clones are, they're cloned from mature plants. So your
Yep.
clones will go into flower if you put them outside.
I'll put them outside when it's warm out, you know, but I'll keep a porch light on and I'll keep them under my porch light, you know, grouped, and they'll be outside because, you know, it's something you also have to do when you're putting your plants outside. You have to harden them off to that sunlight. You'll fry your plants if you're just like, oh, I'm going to go put my plants outside today and put them right in the ground. You'll scorch your plants. So you need to harden them off. So like you got to get them out there, you know. But yeah, you do it too early, they start to flower on you and you kind of fuck up, you'll stunt them that way. If you do it too late, I mean, honestly, there's really not putting them out there too late. Like you could put clones out into July and you're gonna get a bit of veg time.
You'll get a harvest for sure.
Yeah. I think that putting them out there too early is more of an issue than putting them out there too late.
I agree. when we did the greenhouse, we were still building the greenhouse early in June, and we harvested more cannabis than I will say on the air.
Oh,
It was
shit,
just fine.
It was
Just
a lot.
fine.
Substantial.
And I never really fear the rain. You know, I know a lot of people who like start putting up.
You don't fear the
Canopies
snow
and-
either, do you, Red? I've seen
No,
pictures
I
of
have
plants with
grown my
snow on
plants with snow on them. You know, they as long as the snow's melting and it's not like freezing cold temperatures that are killing. Freezing temperatures will kill your cellulose and your plant will die. You know what I mean? Like if you're above freezing, you shouldn't have too many issues aside from stunted growth or a little bit of stress like that. But I mean, like the rain, like that wax. Those waxes on those, it's like Rain-X on your plant, man. It just beads up. If you're out there fucking with your plant, shaking and stuff, it might harm
That's
it.
a good point. A good point to mention there, Red, is like I was shaking plants when it rained and stuff, and I learned from some actual educated outdoor growers that is not the way.
These plants grow outside naturally.
Right.
Nobody's
out there shaking a field of plants.
Right.
Yeah.
I see leaf blowers all the time. Don't do that. You're blowing the water into the buds.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not good.
Let these plants, let them naturally dry. Let it rain. Take your harvest inside. Let it dry naturally in your garage. Just makes the air movement. You need air movement. You need air movement. Don't have a giant crop with no air movement. You know what I mean? That's the big thing.
By air movement, you mean remove some leaves? Is that what you're saying?
No, I just mean don't have 20 plants like on top of each other and filling out an 8x8 outside. You know what I mean?
I mean, that's what I did with that's exactly what
one
I used to
plant.
Sparkle Face last year, and it was just rained straight on it. I don't know how many days.
Just open it up and de-leaf it and do whatever you got to do. You have dead spots and you have like other shit like pine needles and stuff like that. You have foreign objects in your bud, grown in your bud.
Busted.
Oh my god, resting bitch face, guys.
You're gonna kick my ass.
She was scowling at Red while he was talking.
Oh my god. That's
holding the hash.
I read the comment and then looked at Becca and I was like, she does look like she's mad at him.
Oh, all that shit, man.
He's
just pretend that the person going back and forth and told him that.
painted lady. We were talking about this at work. Speaking of dicks, I don't know if you've ever heard, but for guys, it should be resting dick face. If you're just like always like
your dick is resting.
Yeah, resting dick face.
Oh, that guy's a fucking dick.
I'm just dwelling on my resting dick.
Yeah, so we started using that.
Who's got the resting dick face at work?
I've seen a lot of resting dick.
I don't know how it came up.
We don't like usually observe things at work. He comes up with the most, awful.
Yeah, I just think we're sitting there pulling thousands of leaves. I'm gonna think about stuff, philosophize.
Out loud.
Philosophize.
Yeah, whatever that. Hey, out loud. It helps to bounce it off some other brains.
There's a compliment there.
Richard Cranium in chat. I like that.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Dickhead.
Lucas says he brought dicks back around. That's a good point as well.
I did.
About time.
Yeah.
About time dicks are in the news.
That's right.
It's 2022.
Yeah.
Remember when Brett Favre sent that picture to that reporter?
I sure do.
I
Man.
Oh, I
don't.
didn't remember as a reporter. I thought it was just a fan, but that's even funnier.
No, as a reporter, yeah. That's so funny.
She was just doing her job. She was reporting the news, man.
He's just sending an NFT.
It wasn't
art.
much to report about.
An NFT.
Yeah, that's
Yeah. Now it's art.
Who's out here sending softies to reporters anyway? Not smart.
seems weird. Seems
You
like
got to do your best work. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
Makes me think it wasn't him.
to be fair, he probably ate like 7,000 bottles of fucking
Vicodin or whatever.
Vicodin, yeah, before the
Yeah.
big game, and so he wasn't thinking clearly.
That's true.
I can remember one
Got
time
the Wranglers on too tight.
I can remember watching him one time. He threw a touchdown pass, and then the sideline reporter comes to him and asks, what did it feel like to, because I think it was the game winning or whatever. And he looks at her and he goes, "I don't remember," and walks away. I'm like,
He was
what?
fried.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was fried for a bunch of
Wow.
years.
I'll forever remember that. It was crazy.
Wow.
It was a bummer.
I was never a fan. I mean, obviously, Wisconsin, Michigan, Wisconsin isn't exactly friends in the sports world. So I was never a Green Bay Packers fan, but
He's taking a lot of shots to the head too in
Are
sacks,
those?
man.
Is
He
that
was
the
great.
state that
He's a
is
tough
connected
motherfucker. I'll give him that.
up north?
Yes, they are. The
No
UP's
wonder.
connected.
No wonder they got rivalry. They took the
Mhm.
upper part of it.
You know, that's why Michigan's better than Florida. Remember, I was telling you we have 2 peninsulas and Florida's only 1.
You know,
Yeah.
you told me you had an island or some bullshit.
We have
That's how you
plenty
know
of-
Wisconsin's
Islands and
pussies because they didn't
peninsulas.
take the Upper Peninsula. We kept it. It's not even
Yeah.
attached.
We have
No,
an
it is
island.
attached.
We have an
I thought
island named
that's what
after
we
It's
discovered
only
at work.
attached by a bridge. The upper and
No,
lower
it's
peninsula.
attached to Wisconsin on the other
He's saying
side.
attached to Wisconsin.
I'm
or
saying
whatever.
Wisconsin's pussies because they didn't take the Upper Peninsula. We did.
Oh yeah, because they're
Oh,
they're
yeah,
actually
yeah,
across the
yeah. Well,
bridge.
I wonder if there's like a battle, the battle for the upper.
There should be. If
No.
there is,
I
We
I'm
think
could
on.
we got-
reenact it.
Let's
Did we get
go.
the Upper Peninsula from Ohio?
Probably like
I think
signed
it-
over.
in that
I
deal,
think we did.
I think we got it from
Oh,
Ohio.
okay.
The
Honestly,
Toledo Treaty Purchase.
Toledo, yeah. That's
yeah, I think that's how we got it.
And we got an island named after a 70s porno.
And we're back.
Exciting.
Dicks.
What's it
Yeah.
called?
Beaver
Shout
Island.
out to our sponsor,
Wow,
Dick's
It's
Medical.
wow.
called Beaver Island.
Beaver
Wow,
Island.
wow. Is that making you Randy?
Yeah.
No, it's not.
That's the worst Austin Powers I've ever heard.
It was on my bed. It started as normal.
Austin Powers is the worst Austin Powers I've ever heard.
That's true too.
I still think it's funny as shit.
Speaking of islands, we're trying to figure out what fun stuff we're going to do this summer in the state, this lovely state we have. And we were talking the other day about pictured rocks and doing like a kayak trip maybe up there or something, and just kind of exploring some areas of the state that we don't really normally go to, like Tawas area with their beautiful little, rivers and all that kind of stuff. So
Tawas is really nice. I like that.
yeah, that's what I usually go, I don't know, either to Traverse City area or Mackinac or something like that, or Southwest Michigan. And I don't
Go
know.
up,
This year, I
up.
think we're going to check out some new
Up,
like
up, up. Quinoa.
hiking spots.
That
So
would
if
be fun.
anybody
Quinoa.
has any recommendations,
You know what you need to
Yeah,
do?
man.
You
You gotta
need to
go all the way
follow-
to the
Are there
top.
any mountains up there?
Quinoa Peninsula.
What you got to do is get a hold baked. What is that account you told me about? The Wandering,
The Michigan Wanderer.
the Michigan Wanderer. Follow her on. That's on Instagram.
Yeah,
She's always putting up. She just goes around and shows all the different places.
Oh, good.
yeah.
Oh, cool.
Her favorite thing is to like hike and see crap. So like, yeah, she'll
crap.
go all over. Yeah, and like the first one I saw her was because she showed something called Tulip Island, which is an island up there where they pretty much operate just like olden times, like with a windmill, and they make everything like olden times. And then there's also tulips, I'm guessing they are, everywhere.
Probably
Like,
Holland.
and
That's probably Holland.
It's a Dutch island, I'm sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it must
Yeah,
be New
yeah.
Holland. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, New
So-
Holland. Yep.
Red,
Yeah.
Becca, I know you guys do a lot of like walking beaches and stuff. What do you guys like to do?
I wanna hit the Quinoa.
Yeah.
I wanna go north. I wanna
I
go
don't
as
think that's how you say that.
To get the
It's-
copper.
Kiwana.
Quinoa.
There we go.
Quinoa.
you're saying
saying
quinoa.
No, it's
like
not-
the
it's
grain.
I'm not saying
Quinoa.
quinoa. I'm not saying
Quinoa?
quinoa. I'm saying quinoa. Quinoa.
I thought it was Kino.
Oh shit! I can't say quinoa. Now I'm sounding.
You'd
like
have to
I'm
Google it.
Chinese.
Kino?
No.
Kiwana.
Sound it out.
Kiwana.
No.
Kiwana.
I'm trying to
Quinoa.
smile, guys, for you.
Kiwana.
Kiwana.
You can open your mouth and say it.
It's a gritting
No, I
teeth.
can't because if I do, it comes off. It sounds like I'm from the
This
other
is how
side
you-
of the
That's
world.
how you write it.
Fuck, I can't say it at
It's
all.
how you write it, Red. Sound it out.
No, Charlie's saying quinoa.
No.
Yeah, that's
Quinoa.
quinoa.
Sound it out.
Quinoa.
No.
Quinoa.
Quinoa.
Kiwana.
Nah.
Kiwana.
There you go.
No.
No, put it together.
No.
You guys realize what Becca has to deal with 24 hours a day?
Yes.
Yeah.
What a fucking saint.
What
a saint.
I hate to burst the bubble, and I'm obviously a saint, but he doesn't always act like this.
I got you all in check.
Can we bring out the best in him?
I was thinking the same thing, man.
It's, yeah. It's all the yeah.
It's when he gets to let his hair down and just have a good
That's
time.
what it is. Yeah.
Baked you up awful late, buddy.
I went to Tawas a
know.
lot, Painted Lady.
Yeah. And
I like grew up going there every summer with my family.
I've heard that there are really good hiking spots, and there's this place called like the Devil's Bowl or something, Devil's Soup Spoon or something like that. Where
Sure. Couple days though. You don't need too much. Like it gets kind of
Redundant.
There's not that
repetitive.
much to do.
oh, okay.
You know, a couple days.
And speaking of the beaches there, I used to love, there's two beaches. There's a public beach, or like, you know, the regular public beach. And then just north of that, if you just go a little bit north, there's a state park with a
In
lighthouse.
Oscoda.
Well, the little light, it's still in Tawas, but it's a little lighthouse. Just a little bit north of the, you know how you come in? I don't remember what the road is. Like,
You're on the east side of the state.
Right.
You guys
It's
talking about
East
the east side of the
Tawas first, and then it's Tawas.
You guys
Okay,
are you guys are talking about the east side of the state, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. But anyways,
Yeah,
it's a lighthouse and there's a nice beach there. But the last 3 years, I don't know if it's water levels or just erosion, but the beach is fucking almost gone.
Hmm.
So
You guys gotta go check out the west side of the
I
state.
think it's erosion. I
the
saw
east side-
the thing
east
on
side of the state's
erosion.
alright.
Hold
for
on,
the
Red. We're
west-
talking about the
west
other side right now.
I know.
Good grief. We got a whole awesome state.
A mitten.
It can all be fun.
It's all right. It's just so industrialized on like the whole southern east.
That's why we're
side
talking
of
about
the
Tawas
state.
instead of Detroit, brother.
I know, but
North.
it's just so it's still kind of close, right?
But it's like
It's
like
up there.
3
Yeah,
hours.
no, you got to get above the thumb if you're gonna go anywhere
It
like on the
is.
east side of the state. you
Red,
gotta go
pull up a
above.
map, brother.
What's nice is like
don't
the
even know
whole
what
the
we're
whole
talking
west
about.
coast of the state is fucking awesome, right? The whole west coast. Is fucking you do anything on the east side of the state, you gotta get at least above the thumb. No offense, Skilbo. I know you're over there in the Port Huron side.
That is a good
which is
point.
Nice.
You are
It's
offending
nice.
Skilbo.
Yeah,
Lexington.
but the nice thing is though is that when you guys are crying about it's a 4-hour drive, I'm like, well, shit, this is kind of a close one for me. I'm
45
good.
minutes.
It's easy
Yeah.
for Skilbo.
When you guys came up to do the
It's just very
beach house
industrial.
one before we had the first girl off, that shit was like 20 minutes from my doorstep. It was really
Oh,
nice,
nice.
man. Yeah,
The first one was in Lawrence, right?
like Lexington.
Lexington.
Lexington, yeah.
Kentucky, yeah.
no, not Kentucky.
You get up in the okay, all right, on the east side. If you go up to Tawas, then if you go up to Oscoda, you should then check out the Huron National Forest. That's right there.
There we go. There we go.
I was in Hiawatha. Isn't that the one that's where the pictured rocks and everything are? Where it,
That's way up there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's up in the northern.
yeah, in the
Still in
UP.
the same
Yeah.
area.
I haven't been
Yeah.
across the bridge yet. I've got.
Oh,
a
now
funny
we're going
story
over the
about
bridge.
You haven't been over the bridge? Do that. Why the fuck?
that. Let me share the story really quick. Childhood me was trying to go across the bridge. It was in the backseat of the car, and my dad was driving with some road pops, much like these, and he got arrested for drinking and driving, and then we got turned around on the bridge and we came back. And I still haven't gone across the bridge yet, so that's my funny story.
Did the cop drive you back across?
We had like $1,000 fine and had to come back.
Yeah, just do that, man. Do that this year. Go across the bridge. Go
Yeah,
down.
that'd be really
Thanks,
fun.
Sophia. I really like
Yes,
St.
it's-
Ignace is really cool.
Go
right
St. Ignace.
right over
Yeah.
the bridge. There's a casino right there that's really cool, and there's a
Oh,
bunch of like
no
sand
thanks.
dunes. It's on an Indian reserve. It's kind of.
I was staying in Petoskey for a week or something, or Harbor Springs maybe. I went to St. Ignace for an hour. I went and ate some whitefish and drove back over. I was like, finally went to the Upper Peninsula. I had never been to the Upper Peninsula before. I literally went over there, stopped in a little fucking diner. It was like their version of a coney, but it's all like Indian land. You know what I mean? So it's
Right.
a really fucking nice coney. You know, fresh caught whitefish, man. Probably same day
I
caught
bet that was
whitefish.
good.
Fucking A, it was good. It was
Yeah.
so good. St. Ignace whitefish, middle of winter, dude. So fucking good. Maybe
I
it
can't
wasn't
stand the casinos. They're all full of cigarette
Yeah,
smoke, and
I
it drives
can't.
me. It makes me sick.
Do casinos. But yeah, I think we'll probably check out some areas of the state that neither one of us have gone to this year. And
Wish I could
Really cool.
remember the place. My mom just went up there, and it was on that page that Bake turned me on to. But
We'll
there's
be
this
following that
lake.
for sure.
There's a lake there in the UP that has
I'm
like
sure
a
that's
world,
spelled right.
Well, look at the way Sault Ste. Marie is spelled by Blue Kiss. We're having like a fucking MBGS spelling bee next week, guys. What the
You
fuck?
guys need.
Tequamanon Falls is up in the UP too, I believe. That's
What
That's
was
where I went with the picture.
There's a Q in that Tequamanon.
What's the average IQ of our chat right now? I wonder.
7.
But anyways, this
Seven.
lake is so clear. It's just got a barge in it with a rope, and you can pull yourself across. But the lake is so clear, you can like see straight through it. It's crystal clear. It's
That's
spring
awesome.
fed, so all the water is coming up from underneath
Which
it.
lake?
Wasn't that part of like a
It's
creep
cold then,
show
right?
that
I don't remember the name of the
Stephen King
lake.
creep
I don't
show?
remember. I wish I could remember.
Is it Torch Lake?
It was called
It's
the
the
Barge.
largest
that's
spring
kinda
fed
weird.
lake in Michigan, so that's probably easy to Google.
Probably Torch Lake. Torch Lake is like crystal
No, it's
clear.
not.
You can see the bottom of Torch
I
Lake.
think
like,
it is
anywhere.
red because, or I mean, Spartan, because you said you saw it on that chick's Instagram.
Yeah, but it was in the UP. Torch Lake is.
Oh yeah, Torch Lake is down here.
And my
Torch
mom
Lake is like
she told me it was the UP. She just went.
it's
Torch
over
Lake's
near-
way too touristy to be on
Yeah,
some
it's-
site that's trying to show you
I'm
stuff.
really
True, yeah.
surprised Torch
She
Lake
shows
is as
stuff
clear
that's
as it
not
is.
touristy. That's the cool thing too. She'll
This
show you
says-
spots that are secret.
Torch Lake's, like,
Kitty
right
Kippy
by
is
Moynihan.
the largest freshwater spring in Michigan.
Yeah. Yep. Kitchity Kippy.
Kitchity
Is that,
Kippy.
is that the UP? I'm not saying the spring. This
Yeah,
was a
it
lake.
is.
Fed
It's
lake.
in the UP.
Okay.
I remember because when we were up at the Tequamanon Falls and the Pictured Rocks area, somebody was like, when you drive back, you got to go to Kitchity Kippy. And we were like, what the fuck did she just say? Did she sneeze? But we didn't have time, so we didn't do that. So next time, maybe we'll do that. Maybe this year we'll do that.
It's right
You
by
need, like, a
Indian
month.
Lake up north.
You need a month to see like all the cool
Yeah.
destinations in our state, man. Honestly, now,
There's an
here's
old-
something you can do in an afternoon. All right, well, okay. Here's something you can do in a day. All right, you can drive up 31, not 131. Okay, you guys are close enough. Well, sequence, you're probably close enough to the west side of the state to pick it up at the southern west end, and you're gonna go up. You're gonna go through like South Haven. You're gonna go through Grand Haven. You go through Muskegon. You can go through all these little side towns, and there's state parks all the way up the whole west side of the state that include sand dunes and all kinds of shit, dude. Every 40 miles there's a state park with sand dunes. And 31 for the most part is like a 35-40 mile an hour road, it's all coastal highway. Not 130. With 131 will take you up the from south to north. There's basically three main south to north highways in Michigan. You have 131, 69, which kind of fucking veers off and goes northeast. Then you have 75, but fucking, and you have 23 too, but that's
127.
It's 127. Thank you. And then, but 31 is the fucking one, dude. It'll take you like 10 hours or something. to
Yeah,
get all the way.
yeah. Because
31?
I wanted to go back to that. You said 35 miles an hour.
Yeah.
Ain't
Ain't
a
nobody
lot
got
of it.
that.
A lot of it is that because it's like you're
Golf cart
following the
only?
coast. You're following the coast of. You're going through little towns. No, it's just little towns.
No,
speed,
yeah,
you know what I
scenic.
mean?
You have to get a mini bike and do it like
Totally
Dumb and
scenic.
Dumber, and then
Yeah.
then you'll have
Yeah.
an excuse to go 40 miles an hour.
It's mostly 55, right? It's mostly rural
Okay.
55.
I'm with
Mostly
you. I
rural
think the lake
55.
drive is really awesome.
Right.
I like the lake drive on both sides, actually. I know that
Yep.
you don't like the concrete jungle, but I like driving down the lake down there and looking at all those super nice houses.
Dude, on Jefferson.
Like
Yeah,
Jefferson
sand
is
Jefferson is
road,
amazing.
dude. Like sand drifts. There's like snow drifts and shit in the winter. There's like sand drifts. Where
I
like
took my
sand
kids
is,
to
like,
the dunes, Red, and they complained
road.
so much about climbing the dunes. It was hilarious.
It's too hot. It's like torture,
It is
dude.
such a bitch to climb the dunes. If you've never done it in your life, you gotta.
You go to the dunes for like recreation and have fun, and you just scorch yourself all day long.
Sweat.
You have to have feet of leather, like alligator
time.
skin. Fucking get out there, dude.
I haven't been there since I was a kid. I can't even remember.
They're
I think
fun.
I complained the whole time. I
It's
was
a
like,
lot bigger than it looks from the bottom. I'll say that. When you just start walking up the dunes, you're like, no problem, and then you get up to the top, and you're like, oh boy.
Silver Lake's really nice, but it's not quiet because you get the dune buggies.
Yeah, lots of motorized stuff at Silver Lake.
Yeah.
But Silver Lake's really nice. That's a nice dune. Sleeping Bear is probably the best we got. Sleeping Bear is fantastic. I haven't been Sleeping Bear since I was a little kid.
I believe I took the girls to Warren Dunes, which is in the southwest, way down there.
I mean, the closest and probably easiest one to get to is like Muskegon has dunes. Muskegon has nice solid sized dunes. I mean, like enough to like go have a picnic and, you know, pop around on, you know, at least, you know, do some fucking get your feet hot type shit.
Yeah, dunes don't sound fun to me. I mean,
It's
I've
pretty
been to
fun.
the
Good
dunes.
exfoliator.
I mean, when I was a kid, it was fun to run up the dune and then run down super fast and roll.
It's kind of cool to imagine
Yeah.
how all the sand got there. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
just the
but I
science
mean-
of it all.
Yeah. It's nice just to
Crazy.
see and just be
Yeah.
amongst and just, you know.
One of
Kind
my
of breaks
favorites
your brain
is
when you see that much sand in one place. It's everywhere. It's in the parking lot. It's fucking everywhere, blowing all over.
Fucking up north is sand everywhere you go.
Yeah.
You can't go very far down without hitting sand.
And I know Bake's a Florida guy, so he's just laughing at all of that. But like,
We
it's
didn't
pretty
have
wild.
we didn't have too many dunes. Like I honestly think the first time I went to a dune was South or North Carolina, wherever the Wright brothers were.
North
And-
Carolina, I think.
Yeah, we went
Kitty
to those, and it's a similar situation. Like we tried to climb. Well, we did climb it, but it was pain.
Yeah,
All that.
we've got some mammoth dunes here for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The elevation in Michigan gets up there, man. You start getting up into the northern part of the state, start getting up there a little bit.
60, 70 feet off of sea level up there.
Almost. I'll tell you what.
Yeah, UP's pretty much there's some spots in the UP that are probably our highest elevation, I'd guess.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so-
Down in Irish Hills, we're at
So a lot
1,000
of
feet.
flat hikes.
Yeah, we're 1,000 feet here in Jackson too, which surprised the
1,000
fuck
feet.
out of me.
I like it. I feel safe at 1,000 feet above sea level. I feel like we won't sink.
Yeah. That was
Feels-
always a worry in Florida.
I feel slightly safe at 1,000
First
feet.
to go down.
We're in the Ann Arbor area. We're like 600 to 700 feet. So we go.
I
up
wonder
there.
how much sea level matters if the lake levels rise a lot.
Oh, good
We're
point.
surrounded by Great Lakes, so I'm curious.
Or yeah, if your land's cut through with rivers that are gonna rise.
Are the Great Lakes
Yeah.
at sea level or no?
I assume they're close. The locks are so we have locks because the lakes aren't at sea level.
So maybe the eastern lakes are at sea level and the western lakes are higher.
Correct.
Ooh, that'd
I
be
think.
weird. Because it flows out to the sea, right? It flows out. Yeah, it'd have to, or else we'd have brackish ass
Yeah,
water.
yep.
But I think the difference is like how tall are the locks? Like 30 feet?
I don't know. There's a few of them. I'm not
This
sure.
says,
Through the
this
Erie
says the
Canal.
lowest of the Great Lakes sits
They're like-
246 feet above sea level.
The lowest of the Great Lakes.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's Lake
Yeah.
Ontario.
I was gonna say like Detroit is like 300 feet above sea level. So
Yeah,
sounds about
300 around here.
Makes sense.
right. Sounds about right.
I know about Niagara Falls, Blue Kiss. We went there last year.
Yeah, it was
Oh
fun.
yeah, Niagara Falls. Yeah, yeah.
That was one of my favorite things that I've done in my
What's
life.
that drop?
so
Is that
far.
60 feet? 100
What'd you like
feet?
about it the most?
Painted lady laughing on the boat.
Oh yeah.
I've got pictures of it. It's some of my favorite pictures I've ever taken. We had such a good time.
I wasn't even looking at the falls. I was turned around while everybody was getting fucking deluged with all this water, and everyone's like, ah! With their phones and trying to take pictures and screaming. And I was just laughing at all the people, their faces, and oh my god, I don't think I stopped laughing for like a half an hour.
So fun. So
It was a
fun.
good time. We'll have to go back to the Canada side when we're able, because I've heard that is much more scenic. So we'll have to check that out this time.
That's a good point. So if you haven't gone to Niagara yet and you have a passport, you can drive through Canada to Niagara and save like 2 hours. And you get to go to what's reportedly the cool side of Niagara. So now that we have passports, it's not like a 5.5 hour drive. It's like a 3 hour drive.
Unless you get stuck at the border.
Yeah.
3 hours.
Yeah, unless the sea levels rise past Niagara, I think we're safe.
Aw, thanks, Lucas. Yeah, that boat was fun. Made of the Mist. That's what it was called.
Made
It was so funny. It
Yeah.
it fucking took us right into those. I was like, are we gonna go under? I think it taking us under. It felt like it at times. That
Yeah.
thing was massive.
Made of the
and-
Mist is worth the cash. It was a great, great time.
And it didn't take long to get there at all. Like Stone said, it was like a 5 hour trip. We had joints packed and just a joint an hour in the car, and we had a great time.
Did you go through Canada? Did you take the
No,
Canadian?
not that time. We didn't have passports yet, or I didn't.
Still only took you 5 hours to get there
Yeah,
from
yeah.
there?
Yep.
Jason Istone says 4 hours and 20 minutes from Ann Arbor. Damn,
Yep.
that's like a trip to Chicago.
It's not bad.
Yeah, it was a
Huh.
little over 5 hours from Lansing. So
We went to Buffalo. We ate at the originator of the buffalo wings. That was not that great, Anchor Bar, but we had them, and or I had them.
If you go across, I remember you can go up this really tall, like it's like the Seattle tall thing building,
like a
and you can
CN
eat at the
Tower?
top. Yeah, it's like the Space Needle thing, and you can eat at the top. But also, it was the first place I saw. It was like glass blowing in person. They were making like vases and stuff right when you walk across. So we just walked across, but this was years ago, so it was probably less strict.
Brian, we didn't get parasites, bro. They don't go away on their own, and I'm all good now.
Oh yeah, no parasites. Real good.
I didn't take no ivermectin or anything. All
Ugh.
solid.
But yeah, we're gonna have to check out the Canadian side of the Niagara for sure, because I've been wanting to do that for a long time.
Yeah.
Lots of stuff up in Canada, actually. There's a lot of places up in Canada that I've always wanted
Toronto's
to go.
relatively close. Blue
Yeah.
Mountain. Blue Mountain's supposed to be awesome skiing. That's relatively close. I haven't had a passport. I think my passport expired a decade ago.
I don't know if this is still the case, Red, but it takes a long time to get a passport right now. So if you're
Oh,
intending on using one to go to Canada or something, file for it now.
Yeah.
For the
It's
summer,
like
that's a
16
good
weeks
tip.
or some shit.
Howdy right
12,
now.
16 weeks to get a passport.
I'm kind of the opinion it's like
Jesus,
this
holy cow.
country's big enough for me to I can stay in my country, and if it's gonna
I
take me,
haven't wanted to travel anywhere.
It's cool though,
Oh my
man.
God, I want to see the
Yeah.
world, man. There's so many places on my bucket list that I want to go.
It's pretty cheap to get a passport, and if you lose your ID, your passport is good anywhere.
Once shit
for-
started exploding all over the place, I started just kind of not wanting to go anywhere.
What's exploding?
What's
Hey, man.
Oh,
exploding?
dude, we flew into London the week after the subways got bombed over there, and it was fucking nothing but shut down, locked down. It was fucking terrifying.
What do you
know?
think's
Oh,
happening
dude.
here? We can't even, our kids can't even go to school without getting shot
That's
up.
what I'm saying. I don't want to fucking.
Yeah. The same shit's happening everywhere.
Yeah, so might as well go see the world.
Yeah, have some fun.
Um,
I haven't seen America yet either, and I got a passport and went to Mexico. That was a great experience. I want to go to Europe and stuff. There's a lot to see. There's a lot to see in Michigan. I haven't been to the UP yet, so I agree. I've got years of traveling yet to see all the places I want to see. But your
I think
passport lasts for a long time.
I think that's the key, man, is that you just want to keep fucking, go new places, meet new people, try new shit, man. Life's too short to
This
just.
job I
Yeah.
applied for, they're gonna fly me to Atlanta and Boston and
Heck
California and all sorts of shit for training. And well, fingers crossed.
Yeah.
Hopefully I get it, but that would be really cool. Get to travel for work a little bit.
That's sick.
Yeah.
Astro Charlie reminds us that you can drive to Patagonia, which is the southern tip of South America. Wonder
I
what the
thought it
time
was a coat.
goes.
Yeah. Isn't that a coat, Astro Charlie?
Oh,
It's an
they
outdoor
had a
company.
Patagonia store at the Hash Bash.
a really nice
I
luggage.
saw it. I can drive there too.
Fred says they have really nice luggage.
That's why you get a really, really good friend who's your next door neighbor, Trevor. They take care of your cats and all your plants and stuff for you.
Oh man, it's such a wonder. Painted Lady's neighbor takes care of the cats, the dog, the plants,
Mhm.
all of the stuff. So
Mhm.
we're kind of spoiled like that.
Yeah, it's nice. We're very blessed to have my friend next door.
It's nice to have a good pets though. If your dog's not an asshole, it helps to have other people watch them. 'Cause
People
it's not a
watch
huge
them.
burden on them. Everybody's been tasked with like babysitting someone's asshole kids or their dogs or whatever, and if yours aren't so bad, it makes it a little easier.
Yeah, or if they get along with other dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
And yeah, she's done a very good job taking care of my plants even. She's had to mix nutrients before. She's had to do it all. pH stuff.
Did you have to teach her Jackson? Now she's gonna go back to Bloom.
No, now I do it in 25-gallon totes. So
Oh, okay, yeah.
I just do 2 of them, so she just can. I don't want to put it because now that I've got 5 cats and his
Yeah.
dog and everything else. It just
Cheers, James.
the less work for her, the better. I remember one time I came home from vacation after she was in the garden and she didn't realize I had come home yet. And I walked downstairs and she comes around the corner in my Tyvek suit. just a fucking mess with her dirt all over her face and everything, carrying 2 buckets. And she's like, Jesus Christ, now I know why you're such a mess all the time. And I'm like, yeah, man, it's work. You get dirty and you don't look so cute, and the hair is all 15,000 different ways, and
That's what I like about you. You're covered in plant dirt.
a lot.
Thank you,
Yeah.
James, for the donation. Appreciate it, brother.
Cheers, James.
Cheers, James.
But yeah, the state has a lot to offer, so I think we're gonna go explore it this year and see the stuff.
Is there maybe some rivers up there in the north that we can tube down, like lazy tube?
I want a raft, bro. Like
Or-
whitewater.
yeah. That's but that's extreme.
Get your big boy pants on and let's go whitewater.
No, I'll do it, but I
West
also
Virginia,
want like a
buddy.
chill down the river. There's
Do
gotta be
the-
a chill river.
The Indian River or the
That's
Asable
not very
River.
PC.
The Indian to the west or the Asable to the east.
For
Yeah, I've heard a
tubing?
lot about the Alsalbo River.
Yeah.
Yeah, both. Yeah, canoeing,
Yeah.
kayaking, tubing.
I haven't been
The
to the
Indian
upper
River,
either.
you're
so
gonna
we
hit some
can-
locks and stuff, so you might want to do the Asable River.
We
There
can
are
go the
parts-
upper and we can rent a boat and go out into that crazy lake.
Superior.
You can kind of
Whichever
start
one,
like
whatever you want, Skilbo.
I think you
I'll
can
I'll
start
get
in
the captain
Cadillac.
hat.
Sky's the limit, man.
Yeah.
You can go
Toot.
from Cadillac all the way Cadillac, hit Grayling, hit Gay, or maybe it's Gaylord, one of the two. I think it's Gaylord. Cadillac,
Walker, yeah.
Gaylord, and then
Good guy.
like Glenny. You hit like the Glenny Hale,
Hale.
Glenny area, and then Ascota maybe, and then you dump out into the river just north of Saginaw up there, or dump out into the Lake Huron just north of Saginaw.
Well, let me tell you, if we do a float again for, is it your birthday?
Mhm.
Man, I hope it's warmer than last year.
Come on,
That's
global warming.
Yeah.
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 Was too cold for me. Too cold. So let's hope that this year it's a little warmer than for our float, for the Groski float. We're doing
Yeah.
Last year was unseasonably cold for July. I mean,
It was surprisingly cold that day.
Chilly day.
shockingly cold.
It was
I don't
I'm
cloudy.
the only one that fell in.
It was a cloudy day.
The
Right
last
at the
4
end.
feet.
Right at the
Yeah.
last
Twice.
second, too. Your
The last
dismount.
second I fell in. It was
The
You gotta
dismount.
work on that dismount, man. You got to work on that dismount.
my most glorious moment. The unicorn will ride again someday.
You don't get a lot of sun protection belly up on those rafts though. We lucked out with those clouds. I took that I was happy for those clouds.
That's what sunscreen's for.
Yeah,
I'll
you
take
still
the
get
sun.
Yeah, I'd rather have the sun. It's warm.
Yeah.
Before
More
we get out
sun.
of here, are we going to be doing a wake and bake with the Groskis on Saturday?
No, I'm not. I have my
Okay.
children's.
Chillins.
Chilling.
Yeah, that's up in the air. Cause I don't know if I'm going to work or not.
right.
We got some more homies that might be able to pull it off.
You just work like
TBD, to be determined. We will see.
Yeah, I'll explain later, Spartan.
Right.
Might swap something around.
Does anyone have anything else they want to cover? We got 3 minutes.
Polarity Science
Grease.
Thursday.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Cascading Grown.
Possibly polarity science. I have a root canal Wednesday. I guess it depends on how.
You're gonna be fine.
Yeah, I'm sure I'm
Everyone-
fine. But if I'm taking a
Good
grandma
vibes.
RSO and be like, "Hey guys,
Is everybody in?
Why you on the show?
Usually
is everybody
Yeah.
in?" So
Is that a-
Oh.
I know you're trying to play a character, Red, but that's your normal gig,
That's
bro. You
pretty
get really
close,
high and
yeah.
talk on the show.
yeah.
I'd understand why you would want to take the day off for sure, though.
Well, I mean, talking, man, it puts pressure on the mouth, jaw, and the fucking nerves, and the. I mean, it's
Yeah.
Wednesday. I got my root canal Wednesday, so I'm probably be fine by Thursday night. So I'm sure it'll be all right.
Do they give you the gas, Red?
I
Do you
doubt
get
it.
nitrous?
Nah, I doubt it. I don't.
Damn,
loud
it makes
bag.
things so much nicer.
It just
didn't-
like
They didn't.
like when she injected and numbed my gum, I couldn't feel shit. She went in, I felt a little bit of vibration, and she trimmed on my tooth and fucked with the whole thing, and I couldn't feel shit.
Oh, they
That's
didn't.
good,
They
man.
didn't
How they do
pre-numb
it
it.
these days.
They pre-numbed it. They gave me a little oral fucking
Yeah,
gel
they
in
do
there.
an oral now, and I'm like, what is
Little
this?
oral
And then you gotta
swab.
sit there, and they come give you cold crap.
Yeah. And then she
Yep.
came and she injected around my tooth a few times. She's like, "Is it good?" And I'm like, "Yeah." And she's like, "Can you feel this?" I'm like, "Yeah, a little." She's like, "All right, let me give it to you some more." And she kept
Right.
injecting some
Dude,
more
that
shit
shit
in
lasts
there.
Sometimes you get
forever.
20 of those shots and it won't work, and it
It was
still
like
hurts.
all day.
Or
You're
your
like, oh,
face is numb for half the the
I
rest of the
hate that
day.
shit. Your nose.
Dude, when it wore off though, it wore off fast.
Yeah.
I knew it was done. I was like, "Oh, there it goes. It's gone. Oh shit, my face. I can feel that now."
Open your mouth and relax. Okay, blue
Time to
kid.
start downing some
Okay,
fucking
blue kids.
RSO and fucking.
I'm hearing a whole bunch of pussies.
Yep.
Hey,
That's what I'm hearing.
yeah.
Just go to the
But
dentist.
you
get
go
it
watch
done,
your dick
fucking deal
magazine.
with it. Damn.
Yeah.
1 o'clock, guys. Thank you for
Bad
watching
time.
Late Sesh. Appreciate you guys. Have a good night.
Peace out.